Any subsequent advertising you wish to employ?
Okay, I will subsequently do the advertising of the stream. The stream has been advertised into the local places so that people could possibly be wanting to see it. I almost wonder if I should advertise on Twitter.
I see. Every time normally I would be doing that via Tumblr and stuff, but my freaking schedule is so goddamn uncertain that like, hey, we're gonna start at 8. Here we are at 8:30, having not started because Sev has a child. So
Yeah, well, I mean, I can do it at the start. I won't.
yeah, it's just hard to get people to, because then they're coming in 20 minutes into the adventure and stuff. So it's usually good when you can do it ahead of time, but
Yeah.
I can't. I lack that liberty.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So before we begin, oh no, this little tile is desynced. Oh, well, we'll figure that out when we get to it. There were some changes from last time, most of which are not going to be implemented just yet. Instead, I'm going to be kind of like background implementing them and keeping an eye on them before we actually commit them to changes, because I just sort of want to see what they do, and I don't want to bias opinions right off the bat. So I'm just going to be doing like background math if we happen to get into a conflict and see how some of these ideas pan out.
Yeah.
But one of the ones that we are going to try to switch up in the event that we get into combat is just a change to the way the precision shots work. So let me grab that. It's pretty simple. I will paste it into the HSD little changey area.
Yay. Also, I submitted my report.
Sweet. I have not had the opportunity to look at it just yet.
I know, that's fine. I think you vaguely would know what it's about. You might have been there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, sweet.
So for precision shots, there are now 2 types of precision shots, depending on what it is you're trying to do. So you declare what type you're trying to do before you take the shot. You're either going for a body shot, which is basically you lining up the gun and taking a single shot with the intent of hitting the most obvious target, or you're shooting for a vulnerable point, which is trying to hit an even smaller area of your choice in the hopes of like doing critical damage to something that might actually hurt whatever it is you're firing at, gears or heads or whatever the case may be. You're not allowed to use focus abilities or rather readiness points or any other reroll things or +1s with precision shots, because it's assumed that you're already attempting to boost your aim to the best of your ability. So the stuff that you would normally use for allocating that doesn't really apply. So for body shots, it's a single D8 plus mind dice, the same thing that we did last time, against the standard evasion score. If you hit, you do D10 for damage. And that's it. There's no boosting of that dice. It doesn't matter if they're an open cover or anything else like that. It's just a straight D10. The idea being that you're aiming, so you have high hit reliability, but your damage is kind of like whatever you can manage to land the die on. So low to moderate damage. If you are aiming for a vulnerable point, assuming there is a vulnerable point on the creature you're aiming at, it's a single D8 plus mind dice against evade 10 automatically, regardless of what the creature is. If you hit, you're going to do D10 plus your ranged combat score in damage, as opposed to having the ranged combat score be the minimum done, and will actually be added to whatever your die roll is. Low hit reliability, because it's a harder target to hit at evade 10, but very high damage potential. Cannot be used against targets who are in cover, any kind of cover, because it's assumed that there just isn't a shot on their vulnerable spots if they're trying to hide them. What else would you try to hide in the cover? The sure shot cert, however, which is a tier 3 certification for sniping and always has been, will allow you to do the vulnerable point shots against covered targets. In either case, you still don't get the +1s or the rerolls available with these shots anymore. So a little more flavor in there. There is the potential
Does that mean
for
the add-ons that you can get for weapons and stuff like that won't apply either for damage?
no, those will. If you got the thing that says like reroll 1s and stuff, that's a weapon modification. That's still good. It's specifically things like the readiness score.
Okay.
Doesn't help your sniping because you're already being as ready as you can be.
What's the sweet? Does lightweight still upgrade from D8 to D10?
At the moment, yeah. We'll see if that's gross, but it is doing it currently. So if that comes into play, we'll work off of that. Otherwise, we will just proceed as normal for now. Okay. We should be on the map of the kind of rolling fortress that you guys were in. Is that all what you see over here?
Yes.
Oh, did shields change at all?
They have not yet officially. It's one of those things that I'm kind of toying with in the background just to see what it does.
Okay.
So just continue as they were, and I'll see if I can. Why isn't this expanding? Come on. Skew it as time goes on.
Oh,
I know. Getting these to match up is kind of a pain.
Getting what the matchup?
The maps don't want to match perfectly. There we
there
go.
it is. Very wide hole.
That's pretty good.
Oh, this is going to take me a little while. I've got to find my character sheet.
And hopefully this one will slot into
What's
place.
the one doing? That's the old one.
There we go.
Beautiful.
That should do it. Oh, wait, I fucked it up.
That is the entire room on the left. Looks
Yeah, that's
weird.
a little off.
Beautiful. Okay,
Ah!
man. Everything in these vehicles is terrifying.
Yeah, things.
Yeah, oh my
shift around a
god,
bit.
part of it just keeps moving away.
I'm gonna call that good enough. We can kind of figure it out from there. Oh god, it latched. It latched on.
Ah!
I see.
There we go. Okay.
Earthquake!
Yeah, as long as you don't go over into that corner, you should be good.
Alright, guys, don't say go. Whoever's that corp that owns that part of the building, don't go over there.
Mhm.
Their budgetary concerns are high.
Okay, newsflash, Dateline, whatever, we're going to call it some Marsco news organization, Newsco. Yes, beep, 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 700 years in the future, we still haven't gotten past that. This is your news anchor, Saskatoon, your co-anchor, as always, Saskatchewan. And we have breaking news for you on this is not quite Crossfire. on something kind of like Crossfire, but not quite.
This is misfire.
Misfire, yeah. But we'll have like a little news flash from the anchors from Zootopia or something. We'll have because the snow leopard was cute.
Peter Moonstridge. Awesome.
Oh yeah, then we have a moose
He's
up
a
there.
national treasure.
Watch them.
They had our actual Canadian newscaster, Peter Mansbridge voice.
No, was that who it was?
Yeah, it was across like everywhere except, I think, Japan, actually.
Fantastic. Awesome. So does he get to be Saskatoon or Saskatchewan?
He'd be Saskatoon because he's Canadian.
Is that where? No,
Because it's about
Saskatchewan is
Toonies
the
and
other
Loonies,
joke.
yo.
All right, so he's going to be Saskatoon. We're going to put him there. It's going to be Saskatoon there. Now he gets to be a little multicultural.
Culture cultures.
So there's a newsflash, not to you guys. This is a little cut sequence for ongoing stuff like the ones we're doing. You're not currently viewing this. It is, however, taking place at this particular date right now. So if you were in Mars location, you would be seeing this aired live. You are not at the moment. Breaking news about the story in Seventh City on Mars. We have new information regarding the terminal event that evaporated city block. We have this investigation has been ongoing for almost a month now. Very little information is coming through. Just recently, new footage has come up that has proven some suspected information about this event that has been baffling investigators for some time now. So this is big news, and there's footage that's showing up there. This footage, which was brought in by an anonymous source today, came from an actual physical camera system in low orbit, as opposed to a digital camera system. It has been suspected for some time now that digital filtering was taking place at the location during the time of the explosion that might be editing out things on the scene. All digital cameras pointing at the explosion recorded nothing of any particular note. However, this physical camera used for atmospheric studies did actually find a lone figure on the roof of the building. Filtering has been taking place for some time. This being the first live footage we have of the event that we know has not been doctored by any digital means. And we're going to take this footage up to our separate correspondents now and have them talk over what they've found here. Jim, what can you tell us about what you're seeing? Well, what this footage is telling us here is that we did actually have a lone individual in the scene. And what's more unique about this is we've zoomed in several times here. We've gotten all sorts of filtering on it. It was a very high quality camera, but the distance, obviously, on these lenses that aren't intended for interstellar viewing, not amazing when you don't have the digital filters attached to them. But we can get a pretty clear picture here. You can see what appears to be somebody who is of intelliformic design, and more surprising still, it's a face from the past. If some of you guys have looked way back into your days of childhood programming, this appears to be Tisa Whitbeck of television fame, which is certainly shocking to see not only a recognizable individual, but one who has been missing for some time now, has been out of the public eye, with the exception of some literature that she put out a few years back. And we don't yet know about anything regarding any association with this event, other than that she appears to be on the roof of the building, possibly unassociated with it entirely, may have just been in the building at the time of the explosion, seeking a way out. Nothing has been confirmed. Jim, do you have anything to say about the potential audio recordings that were associated with this? No, we're not going to acknowledge the audio recordings. The audio recordings came from an undisclosed source. They have not been verified. We do not want to put out that we have any sort of degree of, okay, well, we're going to bring in our second talker who would like to discuss those recordings. Now, listen, I want to explain that these recordings are completely unverified. We don't know anything. All right, so what do you have to say about these recordings? Well, it's very clear here. We have a situation. Our best lip readers and long-distance radio telescopes have picked up what appears to be a complete phrase from this individual indicating guilt. Now, that is not true. You have a completely unrelated, at best, you have a sentence. Yes, but the sentence is, forgive me. Well, the sentence is made up. You don't have a real sentence there. It could be anything. For one, you are pointing at a person who is capable of completely deforming their own face to any way they want to. They could be saying any number of different three-syllable phrases. We don't know for certain that's the one. For two, your information comes from nowhere. There's no name attached to it. There's no accountability for it. Yes, this is also a person who's published books explaining how to deform their face in different ways. It's somebody who clearly knows how to control the way their body looks. They've made themselves a second career based on the idea of popularizing that concept. Clearly, if they wanted to create a phrase, they would make it as obvious as possible. And there seems to be some indication that is supposition. I don't believe that's true. All right, that's all the time we have for now for you two, because we're going to have to move on to commercials. But if you guys want to catch up more on this, the footage is on the website. Again, we have confirmation of one person at least on board, possibly associated, possibly not, with the explosion that took out a city block in City 7 last week. That will turn off. In the meantime, back on Mercury, y'all have arrived inside of a large rolling building and have been tasked by said building's owner to look around and try to find some indication of where their security team went, because it went leaking very shortly ago. He believes that said security team might be trying to make off with corporate secrets, and you're supposed to be finding them and bringing them back so that we can find out where they went and why they haven't been checking in and such of that nature.
We all investigatey.
We're all investigating, which I believe he said Toberius was going to check the computers.
Yes, and I think other two were branching off into different areas.
Yeah. Since Hatdan is not going to be here to play his moose, do we want to just hand wave that he goes with one group? Sure.
Where do you want to send the moose?
Well, that's what I'm asking my fellow players. Where should we send the moose?
I thought we were going off together because we could get into like the smaller, harder to get to areas
Yeah, we can kind of get into the underneath parts for maybe where the vehicle was, I think it was, or something like that, or where the vehicle.
Right. There was a substructure and stuff for engineering.
We were going to check around the substructure, and then Drac and Moose were going to go search their rooms. So, you okay with that still, Drac?
I am okay.
Okay. So Drac will have Ghost Moose partner to help out.
Oh no, Cosmos, who killed you?
Who killed?
No,
Well,
Ghost
we're still
Moose!
trying to figure that out, aren't we?
Alright.
And then
And Toberius, you sure you got this by yourself?
Walks off.
so the world will never know. Basically. God help him if he fucks this up.
Basically, not sure over 10 years or whatever it is, I become friends with that.
And at present, you have not yet received transmission back from home base.
I did send my my latest report off, which I don't think I uploaded, but I have one. Where it is. Here, where's my latest
It's
report?
right here. Okay. Do you guys have tokens on here? I see one. I don't see the other ones. Oh, there they are. Okay, they're all hanging out.
I see the rest of us
I'll
roll in
post
the
this
room.
somewhere someday.
All right. So you want to go to the computer room was going to be down in here. Whee!
Where's stairs here? Okay.
Way down, yeah, down at the bottom. Those little offices that are over there. That is the security office. Actually, here, let's make it this. Security office would be big. It's got stuff in it. So that is the security office that had their computers and stuff in it. There in that center room. If you want to head down to the bottom where all the mechanisms for the ship were and stuff, you actually want to go through kind of close to the front. There is a stairwell over this way for maintenance. That's to activation.
All right, and then you said these are like these right here are the rooms.
Those are offices and stuff for just the other people who are working here. The security office is up here, and then the actual crew quarters are going to be probably through this general area, down at the
Where
bottom,
is this gentleman?
way down here.
Right down there.
But that'll be.
Wait,
like
I'm just
where
trying to
people
figure out
live.
which way. All right, is this the way the Moose and the Bear are going then?
I think the Moose and the Bear were going toward the general offices, so toward the south of the ship, and then Toberius was going toward the security offices over here.
Yeah, I wrote Toberius right here. This is for Toberius. And then the south of the ship would be where I put the arrow.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be
Okay, so how do you get to the far side of the
Drac.
Yeah, go over to those stairways over there, and we'll just say that there's a corridor. Off
Well,
to the side.
there is actually a corridor.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I can't see anything over.
Yeah, let me see if I can expand this
It
map.
ends right here for me.
Page
that's
settings, page size 50. I bet I can put this up here to like.
I see the staircase, and then the staircase goes off into the void.
Oh yeah, there's an entire corridor, so we'll pass that.
There we go.
Okay.
That's much better. I can see more of the
Dink, dink, dink.
interesting.
Yeah, slight tweakage that has taken place here.
Okay, we're supposed to be able to be actually moving right now, right?
Yeah, you can scoot around to where you want to go, and if you want to check anything along the way, you can. It is a nice place on the whole. You do see other people. I don't know, why can't I adjust that? You do see other people kind of wandering around. It looks like people are working. They are in a community perceive people who are looking at other people if you want to. Community perceive and search.
Are there other people over here?
Yeah, I mean it's not crowded, but the place has maybe 20 people wandering around in it.
Community perceive and what skill?
I'm gonna say protocol actually.
Okay. So community perceive for me would be a 3 dice. Protocol is a 10 for me, but I get 2 skill bonuses. There.
I do not.
Tisa's busy, damn it.
I do okay.
Okay, so
Bearman the best.
well, I was doing a search. Were we
Where's the
supposed to do
button?
protocol?
Yeah.
What's the
Okay.
modifier for that?
What's your modifier? Just
Um,
get the same dice.
Well, it's +2, but it's also simplified, and I have a boon.
Oh well, I mean that's okay anyway because you've got a 7 and an 8 before
Yeah.
after the poster and stuff. So good enough, as the case may be.
Mhm.
So what you're picking up is that people are uniformed and they're out here, doing their job, but you don't pass by a single person other than perhaps John, who is properly attired. The jackets are loose. Most of them aren't wearing rank insignias, or I
No,
think
be
something's
sick.
growing in my lungs. Rank insignias or any kind of name tags, security badges that are probably intended to keep high security areas specific to various personnel are kind of hanging off the side of belts or stuff like that, which isn't necessarily terrible because they're on those little zip ties and stuff, but a skilled pickpocket could probably walk off with one and they wouldn't know it. Basically, your semblance of professionalism kind of decays after a couple weeks in here. And that may be true of multiple areas on this world. The other impression that you're getting from the location itself is, while it is large and kind of intended to be airy and nice, and it feels a bit like a mall, in that there are more plants than there probably should be for an indoor area, and it's all very kind of glamorous. Actually, I don't know if this is universal.
So-
We've got a bunch of international people
Why
here.
are there 4 weirdos in masks over there?
I get that. I get that. So I'm guessing the implication is it's hard to stay disciplined when you're going slightly stir crazy.
A little bit, yeah. Either that or people get past the lie pretty quick. The thing that is missing, like anywhere, are windows. So there are screens, and there are even screens that are showing glamorous outdoor imagery so that you feel like you're getting, better natural light and stuff. But as to windows through the outside, there's none really along the inside levels that you can see. The last time you saw an outside window was in the airlock.
Boy, one of you.
hmm
Oh no, they don't want anyone to see outside because they don't want anyone to see the sun slowly creeping up on them as the engines fail.
It would be a rather inevitable
I think the
demise.
living ship would be the one that would give the little bit of kerfuffle.
There isn't one here. You're on Mercury right
Okay.
now. This is You're
Oh yeah,
in
yeah,
this
we got
big rolling,
somewhere else. I should
Yeah.
see it.
big rolling fortress. So you're on that big rolling building on Mercury, and I think it was the Dawn March that's the one you were after. It's
Yeah.
chasing the Dawn.
Yeah, probably no windows because there's nothing to look at, and 2, being able to see your impending doom just over the horizon is not a good thing for morale.
The outdoor landscape probably doesn't inspire much. In most cases, you're either looking out at the darkness, or you're looking out at a horizon that doesn't really have much variance in landscape. Interesting rocks formations, but after you've seen it for a while,
Also, it's probably an unnecessary vulnerability. It's not like there's going to be something outside usually.
If there is, you probably have an issue.
Well, and the fact that if anything happened and this thing did break down, every bit of hardened material between you and the outside is a few more seconds for maybe you might get rescued. Or you might burn alive. Who knows?
Things break down, vehicle becomes oven.
Judging by Stree's distorted noise at the end of that sentence, I think we may have lost him.
Like,
Try changing the surface setting.
There goes C.
Yep, looks like he's disconnected entirely.
No.
Oh.
My other break.
oh,
Quick, put up the intermission music.
All right.
Spanish flea.
Put up the intermission while we wait for Zev to come back. Wait, which one? This one.
Yeah.
Piper.
Hello?
Sweet.
Aha!
Fucking, I wonder if it's an ISP reset or something. It seems to happen every Thursday.
Hmm.
You can turn off the hold music now.
Okay, I'll turn it all off. I'll turn off the intermission stuff too. I finally got it all set up. I was all proud of myself.
Alright.
I'll
That
stop.
exploded.
I stopped being proud of myself. World's back to normal.
Can't remember where it was.
We were discussing the fact that looking outside wasn't really probably a good plan, and we all had various ideas of why.
There's so much to see, yeah. So, because the landscape is bleak and it doesn't change very often. You're not moving quickly. You're moving at like 8 miles an hour on a planet that has days that are 87 Earth days long. So, like, I hope you like that mountainside because it's going to be there for a while.
That's called, like, living in a place normally.
It's true, but normally
Some
things are
roam at speed.
moving. Things move around outside. You can kind of change your scenery, go for a walk, perhaps. Maybe get on a bus. Shut up.
Those mountains been there for fucking years.
Just fucking change mountains. Your best bet here is to go to another window, which they've apparently denied. But you get the idea that it is even though they make it kind of nice and stuff, the people here probably get tired of looking at this box, and they eventually stop caring quite so much about the overall protocol for what they're wearing. You see more than a few of them that have more or less reverted to just a coat so they can indicate what building they're supposed to be in and whatever clothing they decided to put on that day. Maybe they get fined and maybe they don't care. It seems like there is some attempt because, not everybody's walking around in casual clothing or something. So there might be some sort of code, but it only goes so far. Anyhow, going down to the lower areas, we'll start over there. You guys can trudge down through several different airlocks and get down to what is basically a maintenance bubble. And it is a observing area that gives you pretty clear visuals of most of the gear working and engineering zones so that you can see at a glance if anything is seriously wrong. Also has a bunch of diagnostic equipment in it and a few little catwalks that go up to the side. There's an airlock leading to the outside and a few emergency suits there if you need them to go out and walk around, and a great deal of caution signs. Also some camera access if you need it. But it is basically a control room. So what would you like to do in there?
I would like to. So, control room, computer systems, shit.
Yeah, it's got monitoring and diagnostic stuff.
Ali's really, really bad at investigation plots. Let's see. I'm gonna
Take the reins.
actually, first of all, may as well just do a casual look around, search check for anything just out of place.
Yeah, let's look first to see if there's any kind of like objects or devices that are hooked in here that look like they're out of place. Like maybe somebody has some sort of spying material or snoops or peeps or anything like that that's currently watching the room.
So do a body perceive and search then, just to look for stuff.
Okay, body perceive and search, which that should be 3, 12. I have a non-combat simplify on this.
Woo!
I think I
we're
do
both
well.
cool.
Oh yeah, you both do well.
And I have
So you
simplifies.
get a pretty thorough investigation of the area. One might say you blanket the zone, and the fact that you are kind of like a blanket.
Yeah.
So you get over most of the stuff, and you can say with a fair bit of satisfaction that ain't nobody been down here in some time. Stuff's kind of dusty. Doesn't look like it gets used very much. The computer is on and running because it needs to be, but really these things are if they break, everybody on here dies. So they're not designed to need much maintenance. Drive permanently.
Leave them alone, because if you have to attend to them, you're probably fucked anyway.
Yeah, it's bad. So the stuff outside is just big, heavy metal. The gravity on this planet's pretty light, so they can move on ghost shell bearings because it's all outside. So it's got zero friction bearings and just huge hunks of metal that go forward forever, rolling over large bumps and stuff like that. And it looks like they are doing it fairly effectively and will likely continue doing it pretty effectively for quite some time. You don't know the overall age of this equipment, but it's probably been here for a while. Replacing a building this big would be tough because you'd have to ship it in or somehow manufacture it while on the move. So chances are these buildings have been retrofitted while rolling several times over, but the stuff that's down here may have been here for centuries.
I don't see anything unusual, do you?
This wrapper is really old.
I'm not sure that classifies as unusual, dear.
This is a
But he did it
classic
yesterday.
Mars bar.
That's a Mars bar.
Ah.
There are computers there if you want to check on various ship output and stuff like that. But beyond that,
Make sure
I'm
that
really
I'm not
nervous.
so abysmally bad at computers that I would break something one sec.
I have some digital operate. It's not my strong one.
I have none, so I'm not going to touch that.
I could touch it, but yeah. Do you want me to touch it?
Yeah, you touch it.
Alright. I'm gonna go for some digital operate on this then. I'll
So
hop
these
up on
are
a
digital
keyboard
operate.
very tentatively, hoping to not break the ship, aka the building. What do I roll?
Mind
Yeah,
exert,
only
digital
really
operate.
Oh,
Don't
mind
roll
exert?
the 180.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Mind exert's not bad for me. These do okay.
Wow.
I didn't break it.
You did not break it. You were able to get it to chime up with its basic kind of status report, but that's about all you can get out of that. So seems like everything's working. There are yellow triangles everywhere, like flashing on just about every apparatus in there, indicating it needs maintenance. Nothing big, red and horrific, but like. This part probably should have been tended to 6 years ago, and this part probably should have been tended to 4 years ago. It's basically the Firefly, right? They never go down and fix anything. It's just been continuing to run despite needing.
You only fix it if it actually breaks.
Yeah, there is a little sign somewhere up there saying requires 30,000 mile checkup. This thing has probably rolled a grand total of 30 million miles. So, but yeah, basically maintenance has been somewhat postponed.
I will make a frowny face and go. It needs maintenance badly, but no sign of tampering that I can see anyway.
Oh, she glances around. Well, no one seems to have been through this room, and that's not coming up with anything. So I suppose unless we want to go on the off chance that somebody managed to squeeze themselves through areas they really probably shouldn't be able to, we should probably head back up on top.
But whatever you think is best. I mean, it's possible that they wouldn't send people, that they might send drones or something like that.
That's a fair point. Well, while we're down here, should we take a look through any venting then?
But we might as well. I mean, I think Toberius will have the computer's pretty well handled, and I don't think we need 4 people going through these people's private belongings.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you've said that, you have cursed me.
We will
Yes.
probably move on then for you to, in this case, walking through fentways and shit, and for me, just, oozing through them.
Okay, so you'll have to, if you're trying to get outside, you're going to have to sit up.
No.
No,
Oh, you
we're,
wanna
just,
go-
we're just
go
gonna
down
go in
this
the
area?
underneath parts. We're just gonna check in here.
Okay.
For now.
Go sleeping about in there. We'll head over to Tobias. Toby, you get inside the security area, and there is a nice looking desk, basically, kind of like the one you see there. It looks like it's pretty well organized. Some lockers in the back, locked door back behind the lockers for things that are probably more sensitive, and equipment that you would expect to be more or less part and parcel for a security team here. Doesn't look like there's anything lying around of particular interest right off the bat, but there is the room's been used.
Are there any visible cameras that I can see?
Up in the corners. I mean, there are in pretty much all the areas of this particular zone.
Toberius is looking at the camera going, I wonder how much that blah. I can't speak tonight. Blarg. Toberius is wondering, how much you want to make a bet that probably has an off-world connection? Is there a hat in the room, by chance?
Hatdan's not here.
No, but a hat.
I don't think so.
No security caps or anything like that?
Do a body exert and search, just to see what is around.
Body exert and search. 11.
Oh, sorry, perceive. God, I don't know why I screwed. That's like my acuity for Sam. It's perceive, body perceive and search.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, same deal. Okay, so you're at 11. Yeah, you're not seeing much in the way of personal regalia. Some calendars, few sort of like things to do lists and stuff like that. But it looks like most of the stuff associated with like things you'd be wearing while on the job are not present. So maybe
they may
left
have
with
taken
them.
their gear.
Yeah.
What's the state of the computer?
It is present, turned off.
I'm going to power on the computer.
Okay. Boom.
And I'm going to try and work my magic on this thing.
Okay. Did you want to try to work your magic on the login screen, or are you just going to use the card they gave you?
I'm going to try and work my magic from the login screen.
Where do you want to go?
Well, I'm going to try and get into their files, and I'm going to check the partitions on the drives to see if they have deleted their files.
Okay, so if you just want to get into, so you want to get like administrator access, basically?
Yeah, I want to get deep access, so I can.
Okay, go ahead and do mine exert computers, or digital operate rather.
Yep,
that one.
Okay. And with boons, it's a D12, correct?
Yeah.
And this is simplified.
Okay, it doesn't seem to want to let you in from where the front is. You are a little stuck on the login screen. So it's got you locked currently. You do have the access key that was provided in order to get in, so you can see where that takes you.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, so
I'm just honestly thinking they've got something rigged on the computer, so the security key won't let me get too deep.
They may. But at the moment, it's not getting in otherwise. So you're able to get in with it, and it looks like it's giving you access to the administration thing. You're in under the main login for the guy who was supposed to be running this particular security team. Whether it's true or not is who knows, but it appears to be.
Okay. Well, I'm going to check to see if the partition they have as it were, or the file sectors they have been deleted?
Looks like several recent things have been. It's logs from the just kind of like day-to-day activity, and there are some references to actually, let's see how thorough you managed to get on this. I'm going to say mind, perceive, and yeah, digital operate again. We'll just see if you can find all the stuff related to it. Okay, pretty sweet. Yeah. So you're pretty sure you uncover a pretty big collection of logs that come through from this stuff, and you found a few things that look peculiar. One being that there is a reference here and there to an ongoing investigation that started up a few weeks ago, and there isn't much in the way of description on it, other than that the person who was writing it, who was the leader of the team, seemed overly concerned about it, possibly because he was just bored and couldn't find anything else to do. But that at one point he had mentioned increasing overall armaments because he was concerned about imminent attack. There wasn't any description about what came in or where it was placed or if it's still around or anything like that. And the additional reports on that kind of fade out or are deleted as time goes on. Another thing of interest is about a week ago, it looks like one of the security team quit.
Just up and quit, and then they disappear.
Yeah, there isn't a log entry about it. It's just that it's in the, like, on this date. Guy's name is Miguel. We'll say decided that resigned, resigned from this job, not from the security company. Cited conflict of interest, or not conflict of interest, but conflict of personalities with his superior, and resigned from this position.
So there was an internal conflict.
There isn't much listed. In fact, there isn't really anything overtly listed in the logs about him fighting with this particular person.
Well, if the guy was trying to maintain some sort of professionalism, he wouldn't place his opinions in the logs.
Could be.
Going to do a little bit more digging. Are there any personal files on here?
Looks like he was pretty clean about it. This is the sort of company computer, so you don't see anything like a diary or things like that on there.
There is, however, his horrific porn collection.
It's all there on the desktop.
In a folder labeled, you know what this is.
Is there a server that's maintaining video logs?
Yeah. Well, there's a video log collection for this particular one. You can actually access it from here, but it's for this particular building.
Well, that's fine, because some of the conflicts or this guy's reactions would be on these videos.
Okay.
And I'm just going to quickly skim through them.
Okay. You find an anomaly. You find a llama. You find an anomaly pretty immediately. Over the course of the past 2 weeks, there are areas when the cameras in here turn off, and they go blank and then they go back on again, and they seem to do it periodically here and there throughout the building. There isn't any kind of recorded explanation for them.
And are they going off in sequence, or are they just randomly in an area going off?
It's the entire thing, so it's not like you can follow the black squares as they go down halls or something like that. It's all recording systems for the building shut down for a little bit and then turn back on. So there'll be a 10-minute period or something of nothingness. Was there a specific?
I'm doing a logic check.
Yeah.
My character is, based on my character's background, I want him to start analyzing and do mathematical regressions, seeing if there's a pattern here.
Right. Do a mind exert and, oh no, for pattern it's going to be perceive. So mind, perceive, and logic.
Mind, perceive, and logic. Logic. Probably not.
Actually, you catch one pretty blatant one. It seems to happen at the same time on like a every other day basis or so. But that's the only thing that you're really picking up is that in the evening hours, somewhere around the equivalent of 7 p.m. or something, it'll happen for 10 minutes or so.
Every other day?
It's not repeatedly. The days that it occurs will scatter back and forth, but it does seem to be at about that time every time it happens.
Now, did it stop after they left, or is it still going on?
Well, they only left yesterday, so there isn't really a way to scout that.
Oh, I thought they had left like a week ago.
No, you guys got there within an hour and a half because you went at light speed. So they got the call to the thing, and you guys got warped over. So, like, this is all fresh as opposed to it being a while ago.
Okay, so cameras are going randomly off. I'm actually writing physical notes on this.
Just right on the screen. Do you carry around a notepad?
Well, if I could find a price for it, I would say yes.
Yeah, it's 60 credits. It's paper.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. Sure, you can have a notepad if you want one.
Yeah, he's making literally physical notes.
What is pencil?
Who
He
uses
writes in
pencil?
the air in front of his note, looking for lawn.
Oh no, blood. It's the truest definition of ink.
Except that it's
No.
bad.
No, I'm writing all this information down, and just there is a piece here that is missing.
I like to think at some point in the previous lives our characters had, we replaced Toberius's pad and pencil with basically the equivalent of an Etch-a-Sketch and pen. And we went through a training exercise where he thought he was doing a whole bunch of shit, and then he tilted it to move everything away, and he was so pissed at us.
It was one of those little kids' magnetic pads where you'd thread it with a magnet.
Yeah.
And every time you'd look away, someone would just grab it, do a quick shake, put it back down.
Yeah.
There would probably be an inarticulate scream of rage after a little while. But
I think the only reason he uses it is because he always forget to hit save on the thing, and he just lost his data too many times.
yeah.
That's what it came down to, is he can never save shit.
Well, it's also immune to EMP.
It's true, for all the times that occurs. It's not immune to fire. Or being a stack of paper. All the varying problems that may fall within.
Okay, so this seems to happen quite regularly. And it happens to the entire vehicle. Is it just the one vehicle, or is it the entire cluster?
You don't have access to anything other than this particular car.
From this terminal, can I pull up a network diagram of the cabling for the cameras and a junction box to the server?
Do a mind exert in computers. See what you can find.
Mind exert and
Computers.
digital operate.
Digital operate, yeah. Since we swapped
Okay.
whatever.
Simplified.
Yeah, you can't get that, but you can get a bunch of other things. You can find out where that sort of thing is. That's more the maintenance stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So actually the computer down where Ali was probably has that information. If you want to figure out how these cameras are connected to each other through physical wiring, you can get it down there. The actual connections off of this, there's only one network connection leading from this building to an external building, and it leads to a sort of centralized hub of networking systems that apparently all the marches have a few of, that control and coordinate all of the vehicle operations for all vehicles within any given cluster, so that in the event that one of them has a drive failure, the other ones don't go driving off without it and tearing it apart on the way out. They can tow, or they can hook up or speed up, or whatever the case it is. So it's all coordinated through a central operations system elsewhere. You don't have access to it. It's too vulnerable to allow that. But you can tell that it has access to here, as well as to several other buildings.
Can I check the network throughput for the time frames of the blackouts?
No, I don't think it'd be logged, really. If you were to go there, you might be able to.
Okay. I am chiming up Tisa, and I would like to use my tier 2 passive, or my ability 2 for the secure line.
Let me look at it, because I think that's going to be tough to do in your remote location. That's supposed to be for like sending signals as opposed to direct communication.
Well, if it's not, that's cool. I'd just rather be safe.
This first way. Okay, second pass. Yeah, it is a little vague in the way that it is, but basically the idea is if you wanted to send her an email, you can do it. But for
Okay.
direct connection, you're going to have to bounce it all the way to its location, which is a goodly distance from Mercury, and then it has to bounce all the way back to her.
Okay.
So
No.
yeah, it doesn't work very well for a call.
All right, then I'm just calling her directly.
Your banana phone rings.
I get an internal thing when they're saying, "Hey, guys, speak."
You start to vibrate.
Tisa, are you
Yes?
anywhere near Junction 39B?
Probably 3 or 4 turns ago. Yes.
Could you head back there? I would like you to check something for me if you could.
What do you want me to check?
The junction I'm sending you to is where all the camera feeds should be going to before they reach the data lines for the servers. I would like you to see if there's anything in between.
What,
So
you want
if-
me to just look for an object?
Yeah, somebody attached a black box to the outside of
Hey,
the.
Tisa!
This is mighty hard. I'm going to bring Penny in on the call. It's very hard to speak internally and externally at the same time.
Tisa,
right.
look what I found. Penny's gonna flash a flashlight on a wall. But Bob loves Jared.
Oh, how lovely. Dear, answer your toggle, please.
Oh, okay. Hello?
Hi!
Oh.
Yes.
Well, that's happy.
What do you need?
Well, as I was telling Tisa, if you guys could check out Junction 39B,
We're there.
Well, that's where all the feeds for the cameras go in, and I would like you to check to see if there's an interception device attached there.
We combed that river really well. That
thoroughly.
there's nothing
Yes.
there. We really checked it good. There's no signs of anybody even being in there for decades.
Well, that makes things a little more difficult to track because we have a pattern of the cameras going out.
It could be faulty machinery. There's all sorts of problems
so
down
many
here.
maintenance sites.
There's
So many.
this huge oversight of maintenance down here.
Well, it's all the cameras in the entire vehicle
If I
all at once.
had the proper documentation, I would probably report this to health and safety.
Sweet. Did we see any maintenance issues with the camera systems logged?
Go ahead. Well, yeah. I mean, with everything, there was some degree of it. But you're going through the areas right now, like the little vent zones and stuff. You can actually go inspect the physical wiring if you want to.
Toberius, would you like me to look over the wiring list, make sure there aren't any faults?
If you could, because that would help eliminate potential issues.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we can go out and it's on our way anyway.
Yeah, we'll
Okay,
get back
thank
to you.
Bye bye. Seriously, it looks like they may have used some sort of the laser cutting device to write their name out. The heart's really cute.
Well, I hope it lasts for them because that will be very hard to remove.
One of them's already dead.
All right, and I'm just going to keep digging through the system over time to see if I find anything else.
Cool. And you guys will go back to the wiring. In the meantime, Moose and Squirrel, what are you guys up to?
I mean, Baron Moose.
No, it's Moose and Squirrel.
Squirrel?
Yeah.
I have to make a mandatory bowling ball reference.
Hey, Rocky!
That's just what we're pulling out of our hat. Hey,
I
Rocky,
thought we
why
were
don't you
making
pull
a
a rabbit out of my
supernatural
hat?
reference.
Oh. Alright. Where's Drac going?
Rabbits need food, don't they?
Yeah.
Cool. As he's probably steadily going through the different area here, like the passageway, and actually physically looking to see if anything's attached that shouldn't be there.
Alright, do a body exert, or body perceive and search. Yep. Looks pretty good. Except that one of the rooms looks like it has been recently vacated. But that's about it. You can't really get into the other ones because some of these rooms are, they have people that live in them. But there is the room that belonged to several of the security officers. Some of the ones that lived on the ship, like the leader, the guy who was running it, actually lived on location. And then there were just other employees and stuff. And most of those rooms from the outside appear to be fine. The room for the guy who was living here and has gone missing is available to you to enter if you wish to.
Yeah, Drac will, and he'll start searching it as well.
Looks like it's pretty well maintained. This is supposed to be his personal residence. He's got a computer here that looks like it hooks up to the security office as well, because it appears to be scooting around and various files are moving around on it. And it's like actively engaging and stuff. There are personal accoutrements around, some pictures. It looks like a sidearm leaning against the wall, and actually an outdoor window. It's closed at the moment.
And just to be clear, this is one of the guys who up and fucked off, right?
This is one of the guys that has been, the John thinks that this guy's been missing over the course of the past week or so, off and on, doing who knows what, and is currently missing.
Drac is actually going to call up Tiberius. Hello?
You get no response.
Toby!
Sorry, I stood up. Yes.
I am being in the room of the man who goes missing. His computer is doing things. Is it supposed to be doing things?
Line goes dead. I'm rushing over there.
Right. You arrive over there, and the computer is not doing things.
What was the computer? It's not doing anything.
It was moving things, like moving files.
Really?
That is what I saw.
I'm going to try and access the computer.
Yeah, seems fine. Current screen that's up there is the same screen you were looking at a second ago.
Over at the computer that I was at?
Yeah, over at the office.
And files were being moved?
Mm-hmm.
Files were being moved on the computer I was at?
Doing mind perceive and logic?
Perceive and logic.
I get it.
At least you maxed dice. You are fairly certain this computer is just mirrored to the one that's over there. Chances are anything you do on one gets done on the other one.
Oh, okay. Drax,
Yes.
Thank you for letting me know, but that what you were seeing was me doing stuff.
Ah. I am not the best with computers, so I see a do thing, I say, hey, a do thing.
No, that's all good. That's all good. Thank you for letting me know, though.
Draco gives a thumbs up, then continues searching the room.
I'm going
He
to
is
head
being
back.
He's also, every time he moves something, actually being surprisingly careful in putting it back exactly where it was.
You find an array of small arms, indicative of somebody who's probably fairly suspicious and carries more around than he needs to. None of it appears to be loaded, actually, so it's not like it's necessarily a holdout weapon, but there's like 2 pistols, one up in the closet and one kind of by the bed. There is ammunition nearby it, so it can be loaded quickly, but doesn't seem to be any in there. And some signs that do a, let's say, community perceive and I'm going to say logic. Okay. It is tough for you to tell from what you're seeing here exactly the mind state of the person who lived here when they left. It doesn't look like they planned on leaving forever. There's a lot of stuff left behind. But the room does seem kind of staged. A little staged isn't the right word. Yeah, basically it's not the way you would have decorated. Seems a little too stark. So that's kind of what you get out of it.
Draco actually sit there, tapping his chin for a second. And then would I be able to give it, if he sat and thought about it for a minute, another chance at the logic thing?
Yeah, if you want to.
It's him basically puzzling it out a bit more.
Yeah, better shot. The thing that you arrive at is that whoever left here probably was uncertain if they were coming back, so they put things in order and they put their stuff away, and they didn't burn the place down or anything because they were probably hopeful that they'd come back here. But it seems a bit more final than if somebody was just stepping out for a few minutes. Nothing. There isn't a pot of coffee on the boiler or anything like that. Like, the place is pretty cleaned up.
And Draco will actually call the others and relay that base thing. It seems from room that he maybe hope return, but not likely. Looks very set up to not come back. Also
You
very
guys can
paranoid with guns.
you guys can Tisa and Penny can pick that up while they're switching over the wires. The wiring systems are in some decaying old boxes that are definitely bent from absorbing blows from the shock absorbers on the bottom of the ship, but are otherwise in fine condition. It's like forever plastic. It's not supposed to decay, and there's nothing out to really hurt it. So you're not seeing anything immediate that suggests that there should be anything physically wrong with the camera system.
Nothing immediate, though. Is the box openable?
Yeah, you can get into it. It's not locked.
Okay, I'm gonna open it up and just, peek around inside.
Yeah, that's what you were looking at. It looks like a junction box for network wires and stuff. They seem to be in place.
Okay.
Oh, do a... Did you guys get maps? I think they give you maps, right?
I was actually gonna say, could I have released
I
my
believe they did.
map mites when we got on the station?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, because I don't think I have to do anything to do that. They just go because I have reusable map mites, so I'm just kind of mapping out. Of course, they're only going to be able to do the interior. They're not going to be able to go out into the exterior because they would probably not make it.
Yeah, so you have a pretty accurate one, and it looks like everything on here is more or less hooked to where it ought to be.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well, I'm close that back up. To Toberius?
Yes.
Everything that looks in order at the junction box.
Okay.
Nothing's out of sorts.
All right. Thank you.
Look, anything you find up there?
Well, aside from the cameras and there possibly being some disagreements amongst certain members of the security crew, I'm not seeing a whole lot.
Okay. Is there any? What did they leave in?
I'm not getting any of that information on the logs. I'm still digging through the system, though. They went and deleted a lot of information.
Are there any footage of the group leaving?
Give me a second. Let me bring up the camera system again. So I'm going to go back and check for about the time these guys left.
The exterior landing pad does have a camera on it, but it appears to be manned fairly often. Sometimes people do go out on there. Often they go off to looks like a separate location for away stuff. There are references in the logs for getting some information from some external sources. There is a ship that is kind of present, but that's the only one. But that camera is part of the camera system that goes disappearing on a regular basis. So,
did it go out about the time they left?
Well, you never really see that ship leave. But there are actually, I think there would be, yeah. On you rolled pretty high on that, I think. Yeah, on one of the occasions, at least, you'll see the camera go out for a while, and then the ship will not be on that pad anymore. And then at a later date, it will fly in.
So it flew back empty?
No, the way that it's set up is that you can put the direction of the ship any way you want to. There's only one static camera out there, so they can park it and get out on a side that doesn't show who's in it. But you can see it arrive in the camera.
You said you can see it leave and then it arrive.
You can't see it leave. Like the cameras go out, and then when the cameras come back in 10 minutes later, there's no ship on the pad.
Mm-hmm.
At some later portion, you will see the ship come back in, and somebody will get out on a side that isn't visible by the camera. And as the doors open again, you will again see a camera outage on it. So it's like they...
That means the vehicle's there, though.
It is there currently, yeah.
That's what I was wondering, is if the vehicle they may have left in is here.
Yeah, there's one there right now.
Okay, so here's the situation. The security team, when they left, the cameras went out, but before the cameras went out, the local vehicle was on the pad. When the cameras came back on, the local vehicle was gone. A few minutes after the cameras come back on, it lands again, but it's facing in a direction so the cameras can't see who's coming off. And shortly before the cameras would pick up someone, they went out again. Someone's actively messing with the cameras.
Have you investigated the vehicle yet?
Not yet. But now that you have brought that to my attention, I am chiming Drac.
Yes.
Drac, I may need your help.
You can do it. What do you need?
I'm going to go check out their local vehicle.
Okie doke.
So I was wondering if you would provide backup.
I can do that.
And Sev, I would like to put an alert into the system to chime me if the cameras go out again.
Okay. Do a mind exert in computers.
If I can find the right page again.
Yeah, you can set up something for that. So basically, if there is a provided nobody finds this little program and removes it, if the cameras turn off again, it'll chime your toggle.
All right. All right, I'm going to go check the landing craft if it's there.
It seems to be. Tisa and Penny, you have investigated these tunnels to your satisfaction, basically. Doesn't seem like there's much going on down here.
Good job.
Well, I think that's all we can do down here. Let's head back up. Hopefully, Toberius will figure out when they left and where they left. Maybe we can figure out where they, which direction they headed off to. I mean, they made us. If they're turning the cameras off, maybe they stole something.
Maybe. Although it would be a very nice diversion to make you think that death, wouldn't it?
Well, they could. Well, I don't really think they could still be here, could they?
I don't know. I'm just not willing to dismiss the possibility.
That seems fair.
Do you remember whether does it have the right to get back out?
It's left past Bob loves Jared.
Ah, okay, marvelous. You lead the way.
Okay. Penny's gonna happily lead the way because she has accurate maps from her map mates. Because she spends so much time calibrating them. So much time. And then when she gets back, she has to recalibrate them. Alright, so we're gonna head back up top so we're not down in the dungeons of this place.
Alright. You get out there right about the time that Toberius is heading out toward the landing pad. And Drach is there too.
Do you guys want some extra size?
Yeah, extra eyes will always help because, well, I'm decent at searching, but the computers are more my thing.
I can't think of much else for me to do other than to go poke around and like I'm not a very good people person.
That's fine. Come on.
Okay, she's gonna go with.
So you're all heading out
Penny's going on the
that
mindset
way.
of I really probably shouldn't go trying to talk to the strangers on this ship.
You will get out toward the airlock, and you can see the ship from the.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Nosby,
See, no.
hold on.
Take
You can
my
do it,
hand!
Come on. Don't let your internet give out.
You let it give out.
I'm just gonna do that really quick so people know Zeb's internet gave out and we're having technical difficulties.
For technical difficulties, you need to get that one picture from The Simpsons of the drunk cameraman.
Yeah. That would be funny. That would be really funny. I wonder if I can make this technical difficulties thing look prettier than it is. It should have an outline. And it should have a color. Blue. I like blue.
Gee.
There we go.
Yay!
Hey, technical difficulties have ended.
Yeah, for now.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, you're in the same kind of entrance corridor that you were in when you got off of the ship that you landed in, only now that big ship is not there anymore. And instead you can see this little rock hopper, which has the company logo on it, and looks like it can carry somewhat uncomfortably about 4 people, 5 people maybe.
That's going to be fine for our group then.
Yeah, but that's about all that it is. Not a particularly impressive craft. Doesn't look like it actually could withstand a long trip. Obviously, it's pressure rated, or not. Actually, I don't think this one is, but it's temperature protected to a degree. But it's not intended for like flying off to another planet. It might be able to reach escape velocity on a planet this small. Maybe if you're lucky and like shoot out of a slingshot first. But other than that, it's just not a particularly large vessel. It's just local.
Do we have to put on
transportation.
spacesuits to go out there?
You would have to, yeah. You're looking through the window first.
Okay. Well, everyone else is looking through the window. I'm just kind of looking.
It's dirty down here on the floor, so.
Okay, it is. Well, this is what Mercury dust looks like.
Mhm.
All right, I'm gonna get a suit on. Cause might as well do that in case somebody decides. I'm gonna look over at Drac. Can you Tisa's kind of need a. Can you help with the going out?
Sure, we'll nod. And Amel was like, I forget what I have to actually do to make it so she can go out there.
She needs to go in something, I think. Does it, or can you use a suit?
She can kind of slurp a soup around.
Yeah, I won't be graceful, but I can get into one.
Okay. I'm just saying, maybe if he helps you a little bit, your mobility isn't the best.
I can mash potatoes in a sock this.
Wait a minute. I thought you had don't you have a bug out ball? That would be better. Then you could just kind of roll her around.
I don't have a backup.
I have a bug out ball.
Penny does.
Oh, that's for in case of emergencies.
I don't know if that's even more of an indignity or not. I'll go.
I am holding onto this bug out ball for reasons that you would understand. That I am holding onto my fucking bug out ball.
Floating around like a cool, like creepy freaking floating orb,
Liquid hamster in a ball
is less dignified than slurping around like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Come over to house.
Now that you are suited up, you can in fact come over to house.
Yay.
And your mobility is pretty much the same as that.
Nice.
You may be better off chucking a rope and pulling yourself.
No, I've got this.
All right.
Sorry.
Then
I'm in my suit and I'm ready to go.
Like a freaking Gary's Mod ragdoll over to that particular area, and you arrive. Unfortunately, your center of weight will always kind of settle toward the bottom, so you're kind of rolling the suit along, and as you arrive, the head is on the bottom and the feet are in the air, and it's just kind of settled that way because that's where the weight is.
That's okay. This is so relative for me.
It's pretty good.
It looks ridiculous for the rest of us.
Drac will actually, when they get there, look over and kind of correct the suit to be standing face
You have
up.
to kind of slurp it up a little bit. It's actually sort of tough to do. It
I actually
pulls
like
around
to
the
think that
hips.
Drac just kind of picks it up trying to fix it, and then
Also,
Tisa just goes to the legs.
I will point out, I am actually very fucking heavy.
He's pretty strong, though. I'd give Drac I would give it to Drac. He could probably lift that suit with you in
Yeah,
it.
I'm not doubting that. I'm just saying it's not as easy as it might seem.
It's cumbersome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
To be fair, he's just wearing his armor, so.
yeah.
Because I have a space-worthy suit.
You can open the ship up. On the inside, it looks fairly clean and unused, really.
All right. Well, let's close her up. Get everybody in. Before we close it up, the first thing I want to do is I'm gonna go open up the oh God, why is it? I cannot remember what you call those things right now. I had it in my head, and now it's the glove compartment. I'm gonna take out the service manual, and I'm gonna start checking things to see if this thing's been serviced in the last 20 or so years, because it's a death trap.
Unfortunately, Sam, it doesn't even have a service manual.
While she's doing that, I'm hopping into the pilot seat and bringing the systems online, but I'm not bringing the engines online.
It starts playing on the radio. The windows roll down.
Going up the
And as all of a sudden, Penny's
crazy
sucked
train.
out onto
It's
Mercury.
not pressurized. Actually, this ship doesn't have internal atmosphere. It's definitely made for local flights.
Okay.
Now playing James Bond themed soundtracks.
Oh, great! So we can sit in our suits the entire time we ride in this thing. That's great.
Pretty much.
Cool. Yeah, I guess I'm
comfortable.
gonna do some body search rolls if that's okay. I'm just gonna climb over and into everything.
Okay, go for it.
Don't worry, everybody's got that on. That'd be body acuity.
Better perceive. Better perceive. There's no acuity. Stop confusing the people.
I'm not even going to try and claim to be able to search in my current condition.
All we see is his face slurp up against the
right.
plexiglass of the helmet.
That is simplified, but apparently, because I am in a suit, I am also unable to. I think what I like to think would happen is Penny starts to search, and then gets caught up watching this weird deformed mass of the other suit going.
I'm not entirely sure how
Drac will start looking through stuff as well.
ended up on the
How did
ceiling,
we
but
both roll ones? We both
Fuck it.
we
Even
ruined
if you want to
it.
give me a penalty, I'm going to roll this. Otherwise, this is going to be a fucking
well,
disaster.
you've got nothing. You already declared that you're not looking.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Your face is shoved in an armpit somewhere. So you were not able to really notice anything of particular note in here, other than that it is a ship and the seats are kind of uncomfortable.
Oh, this is a terrible place.
But at least, the gravity's low, so you're not sitting on it too hard.
Actually, you know what it is Penny found out there was no service records in the glove box, and her panic has been just overwhelming her mind at this point. She's just glancing around
At any given
agitatedly.
point, the radio can explode.
Yeah.
She just angrily started writing one.
Wash
So,
and rinse.
And the ship's new name is Stupid Crap Ship.
Zeph, while
Uh-huh.
Penny's fuming about not finding the service manual or the service logs, I'm actually checking the GPS
Right.
and seeing if there's a
positioning around
log
here,
as to where it's been going.
there's not a previous destination thing in it now. There is a home, which is set to here. It looks like its history has been more or less deleted. There are a few other locations that are saved. Looks like one of them is another landing pad on the station for like emergency landings. There is a saved location for the other march on the other end of the planet. That would be a bit of a painful drive, but it looks like it's capable of doing it. So that I can get over there. It looks like it is capable of holding more locations, but there's nothing else that's really on it, other than a few entertainment cars further on. There's like a bar and some things with unscrupulous names and stuff. This vehicle gets used by whoever wants to use it in the company, basically.
Yeah, I'm looking at that GPS and the deleted logs, and I'm just going, I am not messing with that mess.
You can't tell if anything's deleted. You can just tell that it has space available.
Yeah, no, he's figuring something has been deleted, but he's not getting involved in messing with the GPS system. There's a limit of what he will touch, and GPSs are that's a no-go zone.
That's just the address book.
Yeah. Yeah. Think about that for a second.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to check the engine state is the engines are probably cold because it hasn't been used.
Not lately.
Yeah, because these guys have been gone days.
Day.
Yeah. Well, long enough that it hasn't been used lately. But that one time that you saw it leave during the black outage, that wasn't necessarily recent. It's been a few days since that occurrence.
Yeah, and it's probably been used since then. All right. Well, I'm not seeing anything on the GPS or the engine states. This thing's been cold for a day at least.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can't find anything, so I gets this is just a dead end for us.
But the big ship, if we could get into that thing,
Wouldn't that be very dangerous to mess around with that ship? That's coordinating a lot of things, isn't it?
No, I mean the big landing craft, not the rock jumper.
No, that's gone. The one that you took
that
from
wasn't
Lemon
even ours.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was a
there was
rental.
a second one.
No,
Nope.
you chartered the craft from Lemon that brought you down.
Yeah.
Okay.
They brought us down from the ship.
All right. Well, there's one other place I would like to check, but we're going to have to get permission to check it.
Well, where is that?
Toberius is heading back for the airlock. I would like to check the data connection between this rig and the main network.
Just to what for like?
See if someone had usurped the line to do a mass data transfer. Because feasibly, the cameras going out could be that the servers are overloaded, so the servers decide to dump the first most non-essential system, which would be the cameras.
That's a big
It's a big reach. It's a big reach, but
there is not a large cable tether like a la Rogue One's really bizarre plot device attached to this ship in order for it to download what is probably a few kilobytes worth of map data. But you can go check the airlock if you want to see if it's been kind of physically tampered with, like like you were checking for the other wires in the camera systems.
Yeah, I'm just checking to. I want to the cameras have something to do with this.
Well, why don't we just start? We're already in suits. Why don't we just physically go check all the camera locations and see if anything's on the cameras on the outside? We're already outside.
Actually, I'm looking up at the airlock, up above the airlock door, and I think that's where the camera was.
Yeah, there's one there.
And can I see anything attached to it that feasibly shouldn't be there?
You probably have to get out of the ship. I mean, it's a bit of a distance away.
I thought we were already out of the ship.
Yeah, I said I was headed back toward the airlock.
All right. You can go up and look at there, and there does actually seem like there's something in that area.
Point for Penny.
Ding, ding, ding. Drac! Need help!
Okay.
Need lift!
Oh.
Short!
Drac will actually trundle over, call me, grab it, and lift.
I'm actually looking at whatever's attached to this camera.
There's a little box attached to the wire. It's small. It's pretty petite. But do a might exert it'd be mind perceived for recognizing. Let's see here. For this, we changed security to protocol, so I think that's what it is now.
Okay, so protocol?
Or engineering, whichever one you want to do.
I can do engineering.
I will do
there.
protocol because I have a boon.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I have a smaller plus.
I'm gonna climb up Drac, and I want to come take a look at it. I'm just gonna see and do an engineering check on it.
This has to look hilarious if someone's watching from elsewhere because
mind perceive, right?
Yeah, mind perceive and engineering.
No.
Rescued.
Yeah.
So Penny just kind of like climbs up. One person climbs up the other person, squints.
Toberius backs away slowly because he's fairly certain this is a bomb that will surely take out the entire landing platform. Penny is like, that's a standard radio receiver.
That's a radio receiver.
It basically, like, you don't know necessarily what it's there to do, but it shouldn't be there. But its only job is that it can receive a radio signal. What that radio signal is programmed to achieve would not be in this box. It would be in some piece of software somewhere else. But
would I be able to find out what the signal wavelength it's transmitting on or receiving on?
You can bombard it with some stuff if you got something that can project. Does anybody have anything that can do that?
I have tools. Let me see what all I have. Let me look at my pile of gear. I have a PPC. That probably won't help. I have a whole bunch of crap that came with my armor. So I have the scout set for my armor. Because I have the recon suit, which I think gives me something for doing that. Let me look. I have to look and see what Scout does again. But we are at a place we could probably hit a buy spot and get something from inside.
Probably.
Let me see. I apparently have like a million things. No, why isn't that available to be open? Is this available to be open? No. So let me find Scout. Because I have the Scout EM suite. Or no, I have the Stealth EM suite. Never mind. I have a dead zone protector. That's not going to help. So, nope, can't do it. I thought I had the scout one.
Anybody
If
else?
I did, I would have a hotline unit. All I have is a toggle and some optics on me, or whatever things. Do you have a crash suite, Toby?
Crash suite? Don't think so.
Okay. Well, can I disconnect this thing?
If you got some tools on you,
I
yeah.
have tools.
Right.
Yeah, I'll.
Do it.
Yes, and if she doesn't actually track us.
Mine are more delicate for this.
They're
Alright, so
actual like crafting and repair tools.
I know, but mine are little and tiny and cute.
Because she's petite.
I'm petite, so I'm gonna use my tiny little tools. I'm gonna take the thing off very carefully and rehook whatever back in, and
Yeah,
then I will take it and go. If we could get some equipment, we could try to find out what signal it's responding to. For frequency, I mean, it'll take a little trial and error, but we might be able to narrow down what it is. We should check the other cameras though.
Yes.
Good idea.
Because all of them go out at the exact same time.
Okay. Now Penny is going to like lasso her suit onto Drax's shoulder and point onward, like, "Go, my steed, take me places," because she's going to be a lazy asshole about this.
Drac will look back to make sure Tisa's doing okay, and then start trundling towards the rock.
Tisa, do you have any equipment with you for testing things?
Oh, I'm afraid not, dear. No.
And I'm not really good at bombarding for frequencies on things like this. You have more experience. Do you have any idea that's something we should pick up?
There is a motion that is actually the helmet shifts about slightly as if she's attempting to scratch her head.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "Oh, it's a possibility."
Okay.
You guys get back inside. John will be down there in the lobby.
Well, do we check
Oh.
the other cameras first?
Well, that's the next camera.
Oh,
presumably.
okay. Okay, inside. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I
The
thought we
only
were. I thought we
extra-
were doing ones outside, so I didn't know if there were more.
There's
of them.
only one outside.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on their landing pad.
Huh.
The rest of the area is kind of public zone, basically. So, but you go inside, and you can start poking at the cameras, and John will be there in the middle, being like, "So, have you guys anything popped up?"
Yeah, I found this on your exterior camera.
He looks at you, holding up something that he can't really recognize, and goes, "Is that bad?"
Yes.
I knew it. Bad
She's
things.
gonna gloop out of her suit.
Ah! Oh.
Stretching out.
Yeah.
When she does that, Drac will reach over and actually just calmly scoop up the suit and hang it back up.
Nobody wants to wear
just
that ever again.
put it in we'll clean it. Oh,
Oh, don't worry, I don't leave any residue.
of course not.
You can tell from the look on his face, he still wants it clean.
You can tell by the way he moves his walk that he's a ladies' man and has no time to talk. But so yeah. So what is it?
It seems to be interrupting the signal. It's a radio device. I want to find out what if it's what all is it's doing, but I need some specialized equipment. I don't have any with me for this. I wasn't expecting to be playing with corporate espionage type equipment like this.
No, he looks like he's getting more and more concerned with espionage equipment. What have you found? Well, he goes, well, there's the maintenance room is down the hall, and
they've been using this to keep recordings of things going on outside and at various strategic points for who's been going where.
Who's they?
Possibly the security team, possibly somebody else.
All right. Well, there is a maintenance room down to the right that might have some of the equipment that you need.
Thank you. Onward, Drac.
Drac will start running towards the next one.
I'll leave Toberius to talk to John.
Nope, I'm following along.
Fuck you, John. We're all leaving.
It's up to Tisa.
What?
Tisa gets to talk to John. We're leaving you with them.
Oh, Tisa's just standing there, sort of tapping her chin, which she's forming just for the sake of this motion.
He would look over in a distressed sort of way, if not already looking up at the ground in a distressed sort of way while pacing back and forth.
See if I could do a science thing to speed this up.
I feel like I should science the shit out of this.
I used to be very good at science, you know.
I guessed that. He said, not adding the because of your current appearance, which is out of some kind of science horror thing. But
Kind of at least partially implied.
do you think what is it? Was it like are they transmitting my secrets somewhere?
No, that seems more like it's some kind of receiver for a shutdown signal, perhaps.
He hums, tapping his fingers and stuff as he's trying to think around. Well, all right. I guess let me know what you find out.
Yes.
Toberius, was there anything else you have found? Any other transmissions that might have told us anything about what they were doing or talking about?
No, unfortunately, the guy was very meticulous in keeping all of his logs very by the book. So everything was very clear-cut. There were no personal opinions. There was no deeper explanations of situations. It was just very pointed into the fact.
What's this dude's name? I don't have it written down.
For the guy who was leading it, actually, I don't think we've named him yet. We'll call him Ryan for the sake
The
of...
guy we were talking to just now.
Oh, John. Oh. This is a little aside for people who may run their games or stuff in the future. While there is glamour in coming up with unique and grand names for everything, if you name your NPCs off of sports teams and really generic stuff, your players remember them. And so do you, often in regular places. Like it's difficult to recall Grismographil III on off the cuff if you've only talked to him twice. But if you named him Joe, while it might not be the most exciting thing in the world, at least you won't constantly be struggling for that.
John.
Yes.
Do you have any contact or sway with any of the other? How do you refer to your lovely homes?
Oh, rolling bricks.
Do you have any contact or sway with any of the other rolling bricks?
Yeah, well, this particular one doesn't have much in the way of entertainment, so we typically travel off to other ones during off hours.
Do you know if you could check up and see if there have been any camera blackouts on any of the others, or any missing people, equipment?
He kind of sucks an air a little bit because he had already mentioned earlier that he was worried about tipping people off that there was an investigation going on, but he nods and says, "I'll inquire discreetly."
Yes, just you're having camera issues, anyone else.
He thinks for a minute and goes, I told you guys not to talk to the security sector, but there was a member of this team who actually quit about a week ago before a lot of this stuff really came to a head. You might want to feel him out.
Okay. We'll approach that gently.
That seems like something would be a repertoire of the ladies of the group.
Yeah, because we're awesomely
Oh yeah, I'm so socially
fucking
inclined.
Yeah, the stutterer and the monstrosity. Let's do this.
Yeah, but the monstrosity had the charisma of somebody who was on TV for a long time and comforted many children in their science nerdy lives.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, what we need to do is have Penny mouth the words that you're going to say.
Tisa will chime up on her internal SIP chip. So, our wonderful John is going to be seeing if any of the other vehicles have had similar blackouts on their camera equipment and so on. He's also suggested maybe we do approach the security sector. Apparently, they have someone that quit about a week ago from here.
That sounds pretty good. We're gonna do the test really quick. But that seems like that's the place to go.
That's assuming he wants to talk to us. He did
We
leave.
can only find out by trying.
But he might also be very willing to talk to us, as he left due to conflict of interests.
What was the conflict?
Him and the security chief apparently did not get along at all.
That's interesting. Do you think maybe foul play?
No, I don't. He resigned his position, but he stayed with their security company.
Interesting.
Pretty much he called out and I guess got a transfer off.
That's weird.
Not from what I understand. If we have a pair of mathematicians back home and they don't get along, one of them will usually ask to be moved to a different section.
But usually people would want to probably get off this hellhole of the planet.
I'll be honest, in security, most of the time that ends in fist fight.
You've worked security before, right, Drac?
A few times. Most of the time, mercenary, kind of on outside.
Do you think you'd be able to talk to them a bit man to man? Yeah.
That would probably be good. You've got a very, very, very nice personality, and people trust you.
I can give try.
Well, why don't we go together, darling?
Okie dokie.
What?
Me and Drac are going to go check it out, and you stay with Toberius and do whatever it is you little technical types do.
Penny is not sure if that was a short joke. Penny has that look of that face of was that a short joke? It's like, what was that? Was that an insinuation? Because she does know Toberius is fairly short compared to other people.
Thing. Would her hero worship run out enough for her to color on it?
See, she's trying to force herself over that by gushing out all of the nervous things she'd never tell people. So she's kind of having to like go past that with you. But yeah, she does have the hero worship, but she's not sure.
Roll for it.
Not sure. What am I rolling?
2d100. High, you do. Low, you don't.
I don't believe it. It's fine. She loves me.
Yeah.
Okay. I just gotta say, for a brief moment, there's that flash of, wait, was that a short joke? And then
But
she moves on.
it's not the height, it's the age.
Oh. So Penny is going to work on the machinery, trying to pin down what the signal is that this thing reacts to, and occasionally she's going to take out the equivalent of a reflective device to just double check to make sure her shadow is, or her not shadow, her reflection is gone. Me saying shadow now, god damn it. And she's also keeping proper logs documenting that she checks every hour.
But that won't work. What if it's only gone for that one moment every hour? You have to scatter it.
No, she's gonna have to just just keep making notations of checked it this time, confirmed with other people, still gone. It might be local. She might be the only one that sees it. Not her.
You're probably going to have to work with somebody at the unless you sit inside the security office, because you need to be actually watching the camera feeds to find out if they change.
Oh, I thought we were going to fiddle with the one we took.
Yeah.
You took a box, but that box doesn't ding when you hit the right signal or something. You need to be watching the cameras to see if anything happens.
Oh, so I can't just plug it into a camera in the workroom and
It
play with
actually
it?
wasn't attached to anything. It was tied to a wire, and you untied it, but it is just there to receive a signal. That's all it does.
Okay, well, I'll do the signals if you watch the feed, Toberius.
Hmm?
One of us has to be watching in the security office while the other one is making the signals bounce to see if we can turn the cameras off.
Oh, I have that set up so it will. My toggle will ping if the cameras go off again.
Oh, that's right. And assuming that still's working and nobody tinkered with it.
Yeah. I should put a second one in there that pings me if the camera one gets deleted.
That's actually easy to
Well,
bypass.
that's,
I'd feel better if you
And
actually
then you
watched
put a
the
third
camera.
one.
But you should keep an eye on the cameras anyway, because that might be a good idea. I'll fiddle with the signal. Okay.
All right. Well, I'll go back there and keep an eye on it.
All right. So Penny's gonna go fiddle with signals. I'm just gonna bombard this thing with whatever I can bombard out whatever signals I can think of.
Mhm.
Starting with frequency 0000000000000, then 0000001.
You can futz with it with the. Actually, there's a spyglass item that would make that a lot easier. But
What is it? Is there a buy spot here I could buy something on?
yeah, I'd say so.
So what am I buying?
You will need. You could do it that way. It's just going to take a lot of time. If you want to find out for sure, you can get the spam in a can grenade.
Oh, actually, a spam in a can grenade. That's not going to help.
Yeah.
That'll do all the signals at once.
Yeah, but it's in a limited area. So if you just put it with you in the box in there, then if it is at all interested in getting a signal, you'll at least find out what it does. You won't know what the signal was. You'll just confirm that it's actually attached to the camera.
Oh, let me get the spam in a can. It's 400 credits. How many credits do I have left? Yeah, I'm probably not going to buy the spam in a can.
And then you will have
Would
to
you be
sit
able to
there
get across
and
it?
work at
Well,
it
I
for a while.
technically was going to buy UI lenses this game. I could get the spam in the can instead. That makes sense. Because I was going to get one printed out, and I hadn't done that yet. So, yeah, I'll get the spam in the can.
It will get used up. So it depends on if you're trying to save time or if you're trying to.
Well, they're actually going to go to the other place, right? Or are they just going to call them?
We're heading over.
Yeah.
I figured we were going over there.
Oh, I got time then. I'll do it the slow way. I'm doing it slow and meticulous because that's Penny. That's
Yeah.
Penny. It's Penny.
Besides,
Great.
we got here really fast. We essentially saved ourselves loads of time.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, you just started the clock now. Now you're wasting time.
No,
Shh.
not how logic works.
Yeah.
What you should have done is taken a week-long vacation on the way here and then shut up. All right, so you will sit there doing that. Go ahead and do a mind exert on computers. Actually, you could do
Business
physical
engineering?
operate if you wanted. Yeah, engineering will work fine too.
I'll use engineering. Is that exert?
Mm-hmm.
Choo. Choo. And we go. I'm good.
Cool.
I know what I'm doing.
So you have to be at that for a while.
I'm fine with taking my time.
There are some airfield, or actually there is not. That was the, you actually have to get suited up if you want to leave. There are catwalks that you can walk across, but they don't have any kind of airfield stuff in here because things tend to fluctuate on the catwalks. They move up, they move down, they hang around a little bit, and I guess they didn't want to risk breaches. So you actually have to suit up to go check out another building.
Okay.
Drac will actually, when he's looking at the other suit that they put Tisa before, actually look at it, get an idea, and take it and tie it basically around his neck. Like making it basically more of a pack.
How undignified do you want to be?
She'll look at it, quirk an eyebrow a bit. Yeah, she's forming it, just a quirk one.
They can go, it's faster. That way, you go unpack, I walk across, we go fast.
It's been a while since I've been somebody's ball and chain.
Oh, isn't this getting exciting? Just loop into it.
I'd like to point out she rode around on a helmet not too long back.
Yeah, she'll take it all, fasten the helmet on it, and then start going out.
Hey, where
And
did you
about
want?
halfway through, we're headed toward the other security guy was.
Hey, he is supposedly living in just kind of an apartment complex, basically. So that is not too far away. It'll be a bit of a walk. It's like between here and the security offices. He still works for that security corporation. It's just not working on this operation anymore. So
Dracula on the way kind of let out a chuckle and go, I get it, what's short joke?
Short joke? What?
The thing about what little kids do nowadays. Short joke, yes?
No, darling. They're young. Think about it. A lot of the time, I'm down on their level.
It's fair.
Height is somewhat relative for me now.
It's true.
That's good. I have many relatives.
Admittedly, I'm used to being very big.
And it's towering above everyone.
You're enjoying
how
quite
I
the view
grow.
right now, Tisa. It's like, oh yeah. This is your first time kind of wandering around outside, and it is it's a really intoxicating environment if you haven't been there, spending your days in and days out at it. It's an interesting view. Gazing off in the distance is like looking at night with no light pollution to speak of, really, out in the outside. So if you can get out in front of the floodlights that are lighting on the floors down below you, it's really pretty. And you've got, quite interesting sky to sort of look at that you don't really get out in the cities. So it's nice for a little bit, at least when you look up. And then you look out at the mountainsides and you can see sort of twilight that's off in front of you. And then this overall...
Look, a horsey!
Yes, the sparkle is out in front of you, and the night that's off behind. No, wait, other way around. Yeah, twilight's behind you, and then the night was out in the front, I think. And then you see all kinds of interesting, just sort of geography. Big crags, lots of worn down areas. You can see the tire tracks of these cars because they've run the same thing before, year after year. Driving over this area, so they've basically made roads for themselves with their overall weight and stuff on it, dirt all over their tires. But it is quiet and peaceful and pretty, really, until you sort of realize that the view never changes. It's always going to be dark in both directions, except for that little halo on the horizon, and it would be pretty boring after a while. Once you got over looking at the stars and the romance of the first encounter, you can see how people would start going kind of
The novelty wears away.
Yeah. Wandering around on the things. There are some people out here, and it looks like the natural beauty of the place does sort of, hang around for a bit, because you can see some people kind of hanging out on the rafters, all suited up and stuff, as they look around. But for the most part, the signs are pointing toward areas of entertainment. Come drink over here, or come play over here, or come sleep over here. And there's the sleep over here is pointing off to one of the buildings dedicated toward residents. Big apartment complex, basically.
So, there's like a little tapping on the helmet as she tries to indicate, go on, let's go.
I was gonna say, Jack's actually probably been moving this whole time.
And you will head off in that direction. You were given the let's see here, where would that come from? I'm trying to think if there was an easy way to get that, or if we're gonna have to find out. No, I don't think so, because it wouldn't be, his personal residence wouldn't be recorded. There is once you get inside the front door, there is a front desk that you can inquire at. You've got his name.
Can we get out of the sorts now?
Yep, it is sealed inside.
Jack will basically take the backpack off, undo the helmet.
Okay, so go up out, and they're like, you may want to keep that just slung over you, just in case we need to, run.
Jack nods and just kind of slings this thing over and kind of hangs the helmet off his belt.
Front desk. Is there someone at the front desk?
Mm-hmm.
Or is this automated?
They look like they're no, I think there would be a person. I think they try to avoid too much automation.
Coming back to Toberius, quick.
Yes.
Did you get the name of the guy that quit? That would be helpful.
I am going to go since I'm headed back to the security office. I'm going back through the log again.
Okay. It was Miguel was the name that you got for him.
Miguel.
Miguel. Oh, lovely. Any second name?
Plot provider.
Plot provider.
Got it.
Well, it sounds like his parents may have been with Pulse.
Okay. Well, why do you say that?
That name, I've
That's a
seen a
joke.
couple older movies.
With another name, god damn it.
I've actually seen a couple Pulse movies where one of the lead writers was a plot provider. They may be related to TTI too. I'm sorry, Seth.
I'm not gonna bother to fucking make me come up with last names. That's like coming up with a first name twice. His name is
Miguel Plot Provider.
Miguel. Oh.
Plot Provider.
Plot driver.
Oh God.
Miguel Koskakov. We're mixing up on nationalities there.
That seems legit. Okay.
I'm sorry. I like Plot Provider.
Well, it's gonna be Koskakov now.
Cough, cough.
I cough
No, it
a
could be
lot.
heck.
Heck, no, it's no snack.
Heck.
Thank you, Toberius. The click as the phone goes dead. It's gonna, she's gonna try and form herself out properly. Do a nice walk over to the desk. Excuse me.
Hi. Welcome to. Oh, you're hi.
Honestly, what
Welcome
I really
to-
wanted to have happen was her to drop what she's doing and just blatantly scream at Tisa.
Well, she looks fairly normal at the moment. Is the deal? She just looks blue,
looks
so
shiny.
it seems like a strange job. She might be looking at a cog. She isn't sure. Welcome to your home away from home. Can I help you?
Yes, we're looking for a Miguel Koskakov.
Oh yeah, no, he's here. I can ring him and see if I think your ear is drooping.
Oh, sorry. It's I'm not too used to keeping focus like this.
I'll call him up.
Thank you.
She goes back. He comes back a few minutes later. He wasn't really looking to entertain visitors, but honestly, if you just kind of show up with beer, Miguel lets anybody in.
Beer, you say?
Who do you know?
Go and look around. Any buy spots or vending machines over here?
No, but I got this. She puts a beer on the table.
But what are you gonna give me?
Oh, that's very, very handy.
And pulls it back away a little bit. Says, I think I could part with it for 10 credits.
10 credits. She's going to lean forward a bit without shifting much of her lower body. The arms are going to stretch out a bit to rest on the desk.
Well, yeah. What are you?
Oh, me? I'm just another merc working the rounds and doing what has to be done.
Oh, well, great. Then you got 10 credits.
Oh, are you sure I can't convince you to go a little bit lower? And
Drac will, at that point, calmly come over and put his hand on this, and he'll calmly pull out 20 and just go, "Here you
No,
go."
I need to roll
Oh,
a thing.
She's trying to
Calmly pick up the
manipulate.
drink.
Because hilariously, despite the horrible appearance and the normally having a complicate, I have enough simplifiers to outweigh that. I've got 2 simplifiers on this.
I
Okay,
just
fair
want
enough.
to
I'll let
believe
you go
that
with
while
that.
while you're trying to flirt this out, your boobs are just dripping
No,
away.
I'm going for the intimidation thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
you are okay.
Actually, at 2 or 3, people just don't talk to you unless they have a good reason to. So you may not be able to make it work.
Not even intimidation.
Well, in a you don't really want to scare her too much, or she's just gonna
She's
be like,
just
"Get
gonna
out of
call
my
security.
building!" Yeah.
It's a monster!
I guess not then. Okay.
All right, so you're gonna pay for it then.
Drac and pay.
Drag's paying
Drac will
for it.
acknowledge the door. Hand
All
him
right,
20.
and
Take the
she
drink
goes,
and just,
"Oh,
thank you.
great. Well, I only had the one beer, but you go ahead. He's on the third floor, second row in. You guys are from off-world, right?
This job.
Yeah. All right. Well, have fun. Listen, Miguel's been here a long time. He's kind of gone a little native. So, I guess I'll see you later then.
How does one go native on this planet? She just mumbles to Drax as he moves off with him.
Drac will, as they're walking away, give a very calm shrug motion, hand to the side of the head with the crazy motion.
Sev,
Mm-hmm.
can I follow them on the cameras right now?
No, you don't have access to this. Different building.
Oh,
Yeah, we're
darn
in a
it.
different building right now.
But right about now, she's probably still working on the stuff, so it's still going to take a little while longer before you can get your reactions out of the device. Will likely take an hour or so before it occurs. You will get up there, and you can knock on the door if you'd like, or
Drac
press
will
the
knock.
buzzer. Fuck off!
You'll just come in. We have beer.
Fuck. All right. And the door opens up. There is nobody waiting at the door. There's just sort of a figure back in the living room with the TV blaring, and it says, "Get in, rail first."
Drac will probably actually bend down through the door because he probably has to at 7 really 6 feet tall.
It is a standard sized door, so there's some bending. The odor of a Padmos bachelor greets you. It is likely not entertain guests beyond its own for some time. And you do actually sort of get an idea of what it might be to go native in this particular burg. Mostly that one stops giving shits, just sort of in general. The shits stop being given.
Can I still smell?
I don't know. I think
I'm
it's sort
thinking
of
you
like
smell kind of clean all the time. I don't think people really
No.
notice that you're...
Shut up!
I
but
don't know. Have you ever smelled gack when it gets a whole bunch of dirt in it?
Telephone.
you can recall what this likely does smell like. There is a we're gonna say that it's a house cat. We're gonna make it one of those fluffy gray ones. But it's gonna be an orange tabby. An orange tabby that is probably a bit heavier than he ought to be. Looks like he's actually pretty stocky and in buff shape. Like this is a guy that you wouldn't necessarily want to get into a fight with. Good bouncer material sort of thing, but he's not fit. He's just big and sort of dwarven in his overall build, with the belly included. And there's this kind of stocky orange thing that's on the short side. And he looks over and he's kind of squinting because it's in the dark and he's been looking at the TV and he's like, "Who's the fuck's a use?" Because Sue's going to go with this accent now, apparently.
Yes, the classic Mexican, Spanish,
Yeah.
Russian.
Some Mexican. It's going to be vaguely Brooklyn-y
It's
kind of thing.
I'm Tisa.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What the fuck is this thing in my house now? What did you bring?
I'm quite horrifying, aren't I? Yes, I get that.
No, this is amazing. What is this? He gets up and he kind of looks around, stumbles over some trash on the ground. He is wearing clothing of impressive staining, but it doesn't appear to be underwear or anything like that. It's just sort of like work gear that he hasn't bothered to take off, or things like that. Maybe he's got a shift coming, or maybe he just hasn't cleaned them this week. But it looks like he got home and sat down and didn't get up again.
Oh, legally, I'm still a factor. In Teleformic Fresh, the lovely ASR product.
What the fuck are you talking about? I have never seen this before in my life. Come here, hang on, let me get you on the light. Oh, this is the most shit I've seen all day. And he waves at the lights and turns them on, and then just kind of like whistles in this, like he's looking at a sports car kind of thing.
Yeah. So I'll relax her form a bit.
Oh, no, wait, no, bring the hips back. That was better.
Oh, that, right, yes. Whoomp.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's almost as good as the beer. Where's the beer, by the way?
Drac will calmly hand him the can.
He will take the can and then proceed to drain about half of it. What can I do for you?
Looking over at Drac as if, like, do you want to take the lead or should I?
Drac clears them and goes, we are being of the working at what was, I think, your old job? The building up.
Fuck, yeah, no, with the rock place. Yeah, well, what about it?
We've been called in about problems with things missing and people gone. Security men. Wondering, maybe you know something?
Oh, shit, did he go off and do it? I knew he was gonna do it. I told him not to fucking do it.
Oh, who was the he who did what?
And he pauses a little bit, like he looks back. He goes, now listen, I'm not here to snitch about no shit. And if you got a problem with my old boss, that's your deal. I'm not part of that operation anymore. Thank you all for coming.
Oh, now come on, please. We're just curious, need to know a little bit of information. Whatever you can give us. Not something you're going to be dragged into.
I'm already dragged into it. You're here in my place of residence. You're giving me this shit beer. It's actually not that bad. I'm sorry. That was uncalled for. He drinks the rest of it and then proceeds to chuck it into a pile that's in the corner of various other beers that are likely of equivalent shit quality. And then sits back down in this well-worn chair that has attachments in it that are best not pondered of their various functionalities. And looks back at whatever game that he was watching before, and goes, we had our issues. He was working on some shit that wasn't part of his job. I don't know what he planned on doing with it.
Well, you say you've been dragged into it because we're here. I suppose the quickest way to get yourself back out of it is to get us to leave, and the quickest way to do that is to share a bit more.
What's in it for me?
Well, if we could find thy spot more beer.
He burps a little bit and says, I am at my quota for beer that is not of higher quality than the beer that I have already consumed.
Well, I'm sure if you're not obstructing any investigation or so on, any possible...
Whoa. You didn't say nothing about an official investigation. You got a warrant?
Do we look official?
No, lady, I don't even, if you are lady, I'm not sure what pronouns you have associated with your person, but you don't look like shit that I recognize. So, no, you do not look official.
Then how do you think this will go?
Well, I figure you're going to tell me what it is you're not, and, maybe we can have a conversation about my recompense for giving you said information, or you can get out of my house.
She's looking over at Drac again, less in the sort of like, what should I do? More in it. She's got that look of, what can I get away with in front of my own partner?
Drac just looks over, kind of like corner of his eye, and with one hand kind of gives the emotion that semi indicates, go ahead.
Okay.
And this is why she really wanted to leave the kids at home, because she doesn't think you should expose children to violence.
I like how you guys were willing to put twice the cost of the first beer down in front of the first person, but don't want to negotiate with this one.
Tisa wasn't willing to negotiate at all with that. Trying to get it down. Tisa is going to, make herself look a little bit bigger. Those, many tendril arms are sort of coming out, and there's the beginning of those claws. And she's just like, "How much are you asking for?"
And he kind of cocks an eyebrow, and he laughs a little bit and says, "Listen, lady thing, I have been on this shithole of a planet for a very long time. I don't much give a shit about what you're trying to pull for me. Now, if you want to get in a fight, we can get in a fight. Otherwise, maybe 20 credits. I tell you about what he was up to."
There's that pause of a mercenary that's used to transferring a
Drac
lot
just
more credits for
Gives a look
shit.
for a second, but goes, "That works." Then hands him play.
And he takes it and checks it and goes, "Ah, fantastic." And it just sort of throws it aside like the money wasn't all that particularly important. And you sort of get the impression that perhaps this isn't so much him trying to extort as this might be something that's just a practice of the culture around here. Like you just pay for everything because there is nothing else to do but to exchange goods. So he takes it and goes, "Yeah," and he burps a little bit and goes, "Yeah, Jim was doing a little side thing. Fuck if I knew what it was about, really, but it wasn't on the payroll. Wanted me to clock extra hours for it. Had nothing to do with the company. Now, I'll do my job when I'm asked to, right? Because that's what I'm supposed to be doing. But this shit, something off in the distance about some, I don't know, veiled threat that he had heard from over the comms from the other March. I sound like a bunch of crap to me, and he started wanting to log company time on it. So I'm like, fuck it. I don't want to get dragged down with him. I don't got the cash to get off this rock. There's nothing waiting for me anywhere else. So I left."
Failed threat from the other march? The Dusk March, would that be?
Yeah, he said that he'd been talking to somebody, I don't know, some chick over there who was like, there's a thing, people disappearing and something, and thought that, that might happen over here, people going missing. Wasn't my business, really. I got one particular contract, and it was with that company, and none of them had gone missing yet.
So no disappearances here, but apparently plenty over there.
Well, unless he's gone.
Yes, which he does appear to be.
He shakes his head a bit and told him he should have minded his own damn business. It's the way it works around here. You mind your own goddamn business. If you wanted to care about the rest of the universe, you wouldn't live it on this rock.
Do you know anything about
Yes,
what
that one.
his plan was?
No, I minded my own goddamn business.
Yes, I recall you mentioning that.
But yeah, no, there was a thing. Hang on. He gets up a little bit and starts fishing through some files over by his computer. The desktop of which is just loaded with the most amazing selection of porn you've seen this side of Venus. It's quite impressive. And digs something out and goes, "Oh, here it is."
Desktop.
No, he sent me this email with some coordinates for some location that was part of his investigation. Wanted me to come with him. I told him he could blow it out his ass. I don't know if he win or not.
Where is this?
Well, I don't know. It's somewhere around the time of 50 more credits is where it is.
Drac will calmly just throw 50 at him.
Well, there we go. I like it. And see, this is what this makes it good. This makes it good. Now I get beer and you get whatever the fuck this is. He checks it over to you. It does seem to be a location in the middle of nowhere. You're not really familiar with the topography around here.
Well, I suppose if there's nothing else, that would cost us a lot of money to do. I guess we'll leave you be.
I guess. Are you sure? I'll settle for you just kind of sticking around and glooping around in the corners and shit. It's more entertaining than the VR. You know how many times I've done this model before? He points over to this manifestation of this gorgeous-looking fox thing that pops up. I know more parts about these polygons than I care to.
Oh, hey, Svi. How old does this guy look?
I'd put him probably somewhere in his 40s to 50s.
Okay. It's gonna. I'm pretty sure you could find far more exotic programs than looking at me to entertain yourself.
Yeah, but they're fucking expensive. What one do you think I got? I
Well,
work for security.
you just earned 70 credits.
Yeah, I did. And he checks them into his. He puts them in the account, and they immediately bottom out again. And you can see they get transferred to the local bar to pay off a tab that's already existing.
Oh, lovely. Well, this was an experience meeting you.
One that Tisa hopes to never experience again.
She is actually pausing awkwardly, trying to remember the social niceties before she just goes, goodbye, and starts to head out.
Drac calmly reaches out. If he takes in, shakes it, and says, "Thank you for your time," and goes back through the door.
$50 credits, Drac. He was holding the object. He could have taken it.
Sometimes it's okay not to use violence. We'll be honest. I have many credits just sitting in.
And we're back again.
Oh, hi, Svi.
Hi.
Did you just repeat?
Probably.
What was last thing?
I was in the middle of talking, so whatever it was that I was saying.
What was
No, they basically awkwardly said their goodbyes. Drac was actually nice, tried to shake his hand, and said, "Nice to meet you, goodbye," and left. And Tisa was like, bye." she's just leaving, apparently.
Tisa awkwardly left, and Drac politely left, and then Tisa was questioning him about spending credits for the info.
Yeah, it's like he was holding it. You could have taken it from him. 50 credits.
If we use violence now, it means that if we have to come back for information later, much less willing to give.
That also would be assault against what equates to a police officer.
That's okay. They're already missing 5 or so.
What's 6 more?
And besides, if we have to come back later and he decides to be smart ass some more, then violence.
Oh, I suppose that's true.
He was the most helpful Brooklynite NPC you've ever met, and you know it.
So, mind if I take a look at that?
Okay, cool. Give it over.
Is this
not much to see on it right now because you would need to have a local map of.
okay? It needs to be plugged into something.
Yeah, a GPS of some kind would have to reference its coordinates. Right about here, Penny will hit upon the signal that she was looking for, and
Tries are done.
Toberius's toggle will beep, and all the cameras will shut down inside the building.
Oh! Will that include the one that had that thing hooked up to it before?
Mm-hmm.
Even though I unhooked
it wasn't. It's hooked up is not like it is not part of the wiring. It is literally a receptive box that was attached via like plastic cable to the camera. That's just where it was located. So whatever signal you're broadcasting to it, it is then rebroadcasting a signal to a piece of software somewhere inside the building that is shutting off the cameras.
Ding ding.
I'm pinging Penny. Penny, I think you got it.
But was that it? Let me try it again.
Yep, they pop back on again.
Okay, you just turned everything back on.
Okay. I'm sending you the signal. I'm also sending this to John so that way he knows. This seems to be all over the. Did it affect the camera that I took the thing off of?
Did it?
Yeah, looks like the whole network.
Oh, it's actually bringing down the entire network.
That's amazing. Okay, well, I'm gonna send this information off to John. We should we should find out what this is triggering to, because it's doing something.
Seth, I'm going to see if it's triggering something in the security system.
Okay. Do your mind exert computers.
Yeah, I was trying to do the up to get to the roll I was making in the Twitch channel.
Quality.
Nice.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
That's still a 10.
That's still
that's
good.
still 10. You are not finding it here, but it must be doing it somewhere. So the only other computer that it seems like would be doing it is probably down in the maintenance zone that they had said earlier.
Penny?
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't seem to be coming from the security network. It may be on the other network. So I'm going to go check that out.
I'm gonna forward this information onto John. Have we heard any? I'll send it to Tisa and to Drac and also to the BB because they should know too. And she's gonna send out a toggle message to each of those people, giving them the information and the information of the frequency this is operating on.
Penny, dear, what are these numbers?
Well, if you've read my email, it's the frequency that enables all the cameras on the buildings.
Oh. Marvelous.
Yep.
Do we know if this is a commonly used frequency or, something an organization would normally use?
I don't know. I'm asking. I sent it to John to see if he might know anything. And Toberius wants to check further into their systems to see what it's interacting with to turn the cameras off.
Oh, well, we have something else for you to check out as well. We're coming back with a little data thingy. Should be GPS coordinates for wherever the missing people were planning to go.
Should we hook that up to the vehicle outside?
I suppose so. We could. I don't know if you just want to check its interior first.
We could probably do that. I don't know where they've got GPS stuff. And Penny will bow out of voice chat as she is typing crazy messages to John, going, "These are crazy numbers that do this."
He will say that he doesn't recognize them from anywhere particular.
Okay, and I'll also ask him if he wants us to take down the little boxes everywhere.
There's only one that you've seen.
Oh, well, we were gonna go look for more of them, so I'll go.
Yeah, but I thought you had already done that on the way in. Like, you've been checking them in the hallways on the way through.
Oh, okay.
Like, because you're currently in this room over here, because that's where the equipment was that you needed in order to do that. So there were several through the hallway through there that you could have checked out, and you didn't see anything.
Okay. Well, since I have nothing else to do, I'm just gonna go camera to camera to camera and just start searching everywhere, I guess.
Do body exert and actually, there's an easier way for you to check this, presumably. Yeah, what do you want to do?
I have. Well, actually, this focus might not work. I have form follows function. I was going to place these out in order to use them appropriately. Could I use form follows function to guesstimate where they might be?
What's the wording on the thingy?
I'm gonna look. You can take a visual stock of a structure, ship, or person, and get a reasonable idea of what it is that they do with something that's picking out universal shapes and design. You can assemble an accurate idea of what is exactly built, tailored for it. Never mind. Yeah, I guess this is like a piece of equipment or something. You figure out where. Yeah, doesn't work.
You can actually probably do it for this. Based on what you understand of this machine, there actually isn't any need to have a second one unless you needed redundancy. Like, it can get a signal from anywhere in here, so it's like clicking your garage door opener. As long as you're within range of it, it'll just rebroadcast its signal to whatever code it's operating
I guess the
with.
easiest thing I could do is, can I disable this thing?
Yeah, you can probably buffer it so that it wouldn't receive it and find out if anything happens.
Yeah, I'll buffer it so it can't receive anything, and then I'll try transmitting that signal again.
Nothing seems to occur.
Oh, there's nobody in there to check the cameras. God damn it! Actually, Toberius, did your signal go off?
Yeah, it doesn't bing, so.
Okay. Well, I will.
Was it supposed to bing?
I've disabled this thing. I think I've got the main thing disabled for now.
Okay, well, I'm still going down to check the cameras downstairs.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna keep this thing under wraps because I don't want it to be constantly flickering the cameras off.
Well, just then don't constantly send signals to it.
Well, somebody else could send signals to it right now, and that's bad.
It's true. So Toby, you go down to the area that they had originally investigated down in the maintenance zone. There's a computer there that looks like it was recently touched by tiny little hamster feet. You can try to get into it with a mind exert and computers. Yep.
Yes.
You were able to find a piece of software in there. It looks like it was remotely uploaded. But
Remotely uploaded.
it appears to, it looks for a signal that comes from a source and then turns off the cameras until it gets the signal again.
Is it logging when it does all this?
No, in fact, it's expressly not doing anything like that.
It's probably the
Just
simplest
do this.
program ever
Yeah,
because you
pretty
don't
much,
want
like,
to. If you're doing something like that, you don't want people to have a track of it.
You're not even certain where it came from. However, based on previous things that were told you by your party members, it really seemed like nobody had been in this room in a very long time, so it probably came from someplace elsewhere and arrived on this system.
Well, good news. I found the program that's doing it. Bad news. There's nothing to it.
You had figured out from earlier investigation that the only other thing this whole building is networked to is the main control area. That controls several different buildings. So if it was going to come from any place remote, that would be it.
Yeah. So, like I wanted to do, go check out the other system. Okay. So, here's what I can tell you. This thing came from elsewhere. It does not log. It does not record. Does it have a file date on it?
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be in there. But it's not really new news because it's in there about the same time you started seeing the cameras flicker on and off about a week and a half ago.
Oh, that's when it started?
I'd like to have a file date of like October 29th, 1998, because they just falsified the file date just to be cheeky bastards.
Okay, so it was uploaded. So it was uploaded about a week ago.
Yeah, right about the same time you start seeing the camera data get wonky.
And then it came from a remote system, and this system is only connected to anything else via the link to the other vehicles. How big is it?
What the control vehicle?
No, the file.
Oh, tiny, a kilobyte maybe.
All right, so I think I have an idea how it got here. I'm going to head back up, and I'm going to hunt down John.
Right.
You said you emailed out the information, Sam, to
Yep.
me and Tisa as well. Drac will actually read through it and send an email back asking if we know the range that thing has for picking up the signal.
Did I figure out that information?
You haven't really done that experiment yet. You could. You'd have to go leave it someplace and kind of go wander around.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say I'm not really certain, but it seems to be, at least for this one place. I would need better equipment and probably some extra help to test this properly over a greater distance. I don't have a lot of stuff here. This seems to not be a R&D for special camera manipulating things. Do you want me to? Well, do you want me to try to figure that out, or is it okay? I don't have that information right now. It would take a bit of work to figure something like that out.
The question I'm going to ask out of character is, would I be able to broadcast that signal from where I am? Like, would I be able to use my toggle to do it?
Yeah, you can. Now that you know the frequency, you can. I mean, so it is a radio frequency. If there is a wide spectrum receiver, you will basically send static over it. So anybody who's like listening on that frequency for whatever reason will hear a buzz.
Mm-hmm.
But you could do it.
Okay. Well, Dracula just, like saying, turn the box on. Want to see what happens.
Okay, turn the box back on, and I'll tell Drac that it's on.
And he'll send the signal from, since I don't think they've left the apartment block yet.
Yeah, nothing seems to happen.
Let me know when you do it.
Dracula, you want to have done?
It didn't do anything, so it must not be that great of range.
And directly like saying, we'll do ping every, I don't know, 100 steps.
That's not an accurate form of measurement at all. Do you have a measuring device with you?
I don't
Did
know.
you come prepared for this? My OCD is strong! Penny's having a slow
Drac-
meltdown. Drac doesn't measure his steps. His stride has a variance of 1.5 feet.
He was actually going to offer to just literally put 1 foot in front of the other.
There's still slight variance. You're uncalibrated. Your boot might be, one boot might be slightly longer than the other.
What, she hasn't measured Drac's armor by now?
Huh?
She
She
hasn't
hasn't measured
measured
Drax
Drac's armor?
armor. No, she's not gonna measure Drax armor.
Why not?
She isn't that creepy yet.
It's becoming pretty clear she has to be.
Apparently, she's gonna have to be if that's apparently her measuring devices. She'll say, you know, if you do it every couple minutes, and we can kind of figure out at the point that it turns on, and then we can do an accurate measurement after.
Drac will, say, that will work, and he will start heading out.
Mhm.
And I'm assuming
guys are-
Tisa gets into the suit and into the thing.
Yeah, you're coming back to the. Are you going to the landing pad, or do you want to go back inside the ship first? Back inside the car first?
Probably head towards landing pad in all honesty and take the airlock in from there. Just to
Okay.
actually, which way would be a straight line from where we are?
That is because that's the way you exited, so that's the easiest way to get back into it.
Okay.
So you can head back in that direction. Toby, you were heading back toward where John was. I think he's probably going to be in his office at this point, which was kind of up here-ish. You don't need to move your token. That's just where you're at.
Yeah.
Yep, come in.
Take myself out of the bathroom.
Oh, walk in. Hi.
Hey, did you guys get anything?
Well, we're finding more and more information. However, at this point, I need to ask for a little more access.
Well, what do you need?
There seems to have been a file that was remotely pushed to your maintenance system.
The maintenance system. He says, looking kind of perplexed. Well, that doesn't really have much to do with our databases.
No, but it does have access to wireless transmitters, which is something they were using to control the cameras remotely.
Oh, so this is. Did you figure out how the cameras were turning off?
Mostly. Right now, I'm backtracking and trying to find where this file came from. It's a tiny file, and it would come in with navigation data. If I were doing this, I would send it via the navigation data upload. And I have a date when it came in, and I would like for permission to be able to gain access to the log system for that to see if I can backtrack it through your maintenance/navigation system.
Well, I don't know why the navigation system would have anything to do with it. These cars don't really leave their regular track. That hasn't been updated in years.
Well, it came from somewhere, and it's small enough that it could come through that system and no one would ever notice it.
Well, honestly, no one would ever notice something going down there anyway. He says, kind of leaning back a bit, I don't think we've got a regular maintenance guy. The maintenance for these vehicles are done from a regular corp that's around here that goes off and kind of maintains everything. They check in every month or so to have a look at stuff and then kind of move on their way. So you could really get a signal down into that computer any way you wanted to. Now that I think about it, nobody would be around to check.
Well, it got put in about a week ago. Was anyone here about a week ago?
Well, everybody, our security guys, me, our crew.
Maintenance?
No, but they wouldn't have to be down there physically. If you sent it from the control tower, it would just be uploaded to the system.
Well, peachy.
If you want to get up there, I can try to get you access to the control tower so you can look into it. Typically, we're not supposed to kind of go messing with that. It's sort of important for everybody.
I don't want to mess with any of the systems. I just want to view logs, if I may. It should be a the logs should be non-volatile.
All right. Well, let me put in a request.
Also, just from things, you may want to have your maintenance guys look more into maintenance. You have warning lights.
Yeah, I've had warning lights for 3 decades.
Yeah, you're well overdue for your 30,000-mile oil change.
30,000. I'll put in that request.
And Toberius is actually smiling. Well, I thank you for your time and your willingness to actually try to help with this.
One of the lights on his desk flickers. He punches it. The light turns back on. He nods. You have a feeling you just witnessed the only maintenance these vehicles receive on a typical basis.
I'm
Penny's
leaving the
urge to
office.
fix things is rising.
I leave and I'm just calming. Okay, so I've requested access to the logs to see if I can't track down where that file came from. Penny?
Yeah.
When we're done here, you may want to file a civil complaint.
I've got a 15-page document started for health and safety concerns.
Yeah.
Can I get you to write your own impressions?
Probably not. Bono charges a lot for a song.
I'm just going to say, add willful negligence.
Who are you making this like? Who is this complaint going to go to? He owns the business and the car. It's just going to arrive on his desk so he can laugh at it.
This is still health and safety. He's going to have to get this.
There is no health and safety.
There's a complaint box somewhere. I'm certain it goes right to the incinerator.
Yeah,
You got a spam folder for this. It's going there. Penny is putting the effort out. 15 pages minimum.
With diagrams.
With diagrams. Referencing indexes.
All right. As for you folks who are coming in, when you get inside the building, or as you walk inside and the airlock closes, the next time that you activate your little signal, Tiberius's toggle will click, indicating that the cameras have turned off. Doesn't seem to work until you're inside the building.
Camera's just turned off.
I will send them a comment that the cameras have turned off and ask them to send signal again.
Jack will send the signal again and also put an email a comment of, "We are in the airlock."
So you are mere feet from where the thing was originally located, basically.
Okay.
That is
Very small range.
very strangely precise range considering when we just moved it. Penny, do you mind holding position with that for a moment?
Okay.
Just cycle the airlock back and head back out.
Okay, cool.
We're going to do some rapid on and offs, okay?
Okay. That's fine.
Just tell us when it stops flickering, and let's start heading a little bit away.
You were able to get responses out of it all the way out till about where the landing pad is, at which point it stops really noticing.
Interesting. So probably if it was where it was initially, it would be slightly beyond the landing pad, so they can hit it before they come
most
in.
of the interior down to about where the security room is, yeah.
Okay. Well, landing pad, so probably slightly beyond before. Okay, well, I'll come back in. Thank you, Penny.
You're welcome. Did you learn anything?
We'll see if this information helps. We learned that the guys are apparently worried about something. The Dusk March, someone was reporting disappearances, and it's apparently something big that they were trying to prepare for.
But big how?
That's what I'm not sure about.
There are GPS and mapping stuff inside the security offices you could probably use.
Head there.
Yep.
Now,
The computer
I'm
is
starting to
unavailable.
wonder if this is beyond our pay scale.
We clearly out qualify this mission by a lot, so I think we're fine. But we might ask for a raise.
Yes, we've been here a scant few hours, and we've already uncovered quite a bit. I think we're doing quite well.
Well, I don't disagree with that. It's just I don't think we're being paid enough.
Like Penny said,
Because we were
We
just supposed to be.
We can renegotiate after we give information that we have to John. So let's see what we have on this information that they brought, and if we can present what we know to John, and then possibly request a pay raise if there is going to be a further investigation into what happened.
Well, your original job was to locate the people and find out what it is that they're up to. So you haven't completed your job yet.
Yeah.
Is Penny in the security office? Or,
I don't know where I am. I think I'm in the security office.
No, you were over here in maintenance.
Okay.
You can move to the security office.
I'll move
Penny,
to
do you
security
mind
office.
meeting us in security?
Sure, I can do that.
All right. So 3 hours later, when Penny makes it down the hallway, you go to security. You can plug the coordinates into the GPS, and it will give you a location midway through in the night zone, about halfway to the other side of the planet. It is dark. There is no indication of what the photography is down there, and it's not like, this is where Sonic Hamburgers is or anything like that. It's just a spot
nowhere
on the surface, yeah.
But it's in the night and not the
It is
fire.
currently night, yeah. Currently night over there. And will be for some time.
I suppose that's a spot we could check out.
Could be doable.
I probably won't be much use to you out there, but it's something we can still do. Toggle to John. John, we may have a lead on where your team could be.
Oh, great. You're moving quick.
Yes, it seems to be out in the middle of nowhere in the night zone. If you'd like us to go take a look.
Oh, well, that's not much of a lead. All right. You can take the rock hopper if you want to. Just make sure that you keep your locator on so we can come find you if you break. The ship can take the cold for a little while. That one should be fine for you. Just make sure that your suits are up to it. You're gonna be out in the middle of nowhere.
I'm suspecting not, but just to be sure.
Well, anything that's set for outside use in regular space should be fine for you.
No. I was just wondering if you know if there's anything near this location that's of note.
Oh, where is it?
She will forward off details of it.
He pauses for a moment and goes, well, I don't know of anything specific, but we're not obligated to tell the corpse what we build. There could be a blister out there.
Okay. Well, we'll keep in contact and we'll keep our locator on. Yes. Okay. Shall we all? Shall we head out then?
Sounds like a good plan.
All right. Any of you guys know how to fly a ship?
Yes.
Okay. You will get out into the rock hopper, as he called it, this little shuttle thing, and can get yourselves in with a little bit of room. It's a little tough because you got a small person, but you have a very large person, and then you have a goopy person,
And then you have a moose.
and then you have a moose with 4 arms. Oh god, I forgot. It's pretty cramped. It's cramped. Is all I'm saying. It's pretty cramped in there.
I'm actually really kind of unhappy about the fact that I probably have to share a seat with somebody, but it's not that cramped for me. But you know,
There, you can sit in the overhead storage bins if you want to.
no, this
Can-
glove
you can hang
compartment
out there.
apparently does not have any of its important material in it, so I'll just be there, guys.
He just right on Crack's shoulder.
Nah.
There is no suspension in the glove compartment. That is a coffin. Don't go in there.
Yeah, if we get into a wreck, I'll be dead in the
Yeah,
glove
this is pretty
compartment.
Well,
I'll
It
be
being a
honest, given the
spaceship,
chance
if
that
you
one
get
of us
wrecked-
landing on you, you're probably dead no matter where you are.
Yeah.
and you have a bit of a trek ahead of you. It will take some time to arrive where you're heading. So bring show tunes.
Penny is going to bring her favorite book on tape, The Wonders of TTI, Volume 86.
Crack has calmly started reading a book on Tobias.
And she's going to occasionally be checking the windows to see if she has her reflection, making notes, sending additional updates to the status of the fact
Did
that
you just
she
say
has her
reading a
reflection.
book on Toberius?
The topiaries.
Okay.
Okay, like plants.
Oh god. So
I'm like, did someone write a book about my character and I didn't know about it? The fuck?
So Tisa is reading her book on her internal toggle, which I realize must be kind of like remembering something you don't remember.
That's a little peculiar. Yeah. I like that. This was.
She's made
this
the
seems
motion
like something I
of
wrote.
book out of goo, and it just turns pages. occasionally.
Yeah, she's miming reading with herself.
Yeah. Penny, your reflection shows up at one point.
Writing that down.
Yeah.
Stay.
Oh, bad roll. Bad roll.
Something? Are you okay, Penny? What's wrong?
So what happens then? I'm like sitting there checking for it, and suddenly it's there.
It was there for a second, but it left.
Oh.
You okay, Penny?
But my reflection was back.
Oh, marvelous.
It left again.
Oh, I'm sure it'll come back, dear.
Did you think that means my soul's gone?
Well, not that specifically, but there were other indications.
Short people don't have souls.
Tisa looks hesitant because her beliefs on that are odd. Says, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine, dear.
I'm not going to
Jack-
confirm or deny, but whatever it is, it's fine.
Crack does very calmly put his book down and say, "You definitely have more soul than many people I've worked with or know."
That's an interesting concept, but that's concerns. Very, very, very blatant concerns. All right, what did it look like vaguely when it showed up? Did it look more like me, or was it really just twisted and weird looking like it usually is?
It actually looked like yours.
Oh, okay. So it looked like the vaguishness of weirdness it usually is.
No, it looked like you. It looked like you, the hamster.
Oh, it didn't look weird?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's weird. That's alarm bells for Penny. Writing that one down. All right, there's a 15-page essay getting written about this. There's like sudden tapping like crazy. Her pad is on fire as she writes and sends off another mail. This is bad. I'm gonna probably need to get it to check up. I think I need a calibration or to check up my implant because I think something's wrong.
Penny, darling, I have to ask though, why do you think there's something wrong with your soul?
It's a stupid superstition that, I mean, scientifically there isn't really too much basis for it, but there is a I don't want to say it's kind of like a cultish following, but basically the only reason that sometimes your implant follows you from body to body is that it has to be anchored to something about you. Some people call it a soul or like a continuation of the person. So I just I think that, I don't know, so my reflection's been like a thing, and it's kind of it's part of my implant changed, and I don't know if I'm me.
Well, surely it would mean you're just a different you then, right?
And there was that whole slip up that he made when he was telling me, where he said, "I'm sure your soul's fine," and it's something that you would say when it really wasn't fine. You know.
Well, Penny, dear, you're you.
But
right?
but what does that mean? I mean, am I me, or am I just something that thinks that I'm me?
No,
I mean,
no, Penny, you are you. No matter whether you are the you were before, you're you.
but this is the big existential crisis for me. Apology. I understand you may have a little bit more experience with this than I would. But...
Oh, the fact I'm essentially a monster that ate the previous me.
No, not really.
Well then, there's nothing wrong with you either.
But you are also the nanites that have been reprogrammed in the memories of information that was gained from other nanites.
Oh,
so, but that
yes,
is
I suppose I'm entirely different from even the version of me that ate me.
Yeah, I don't actually know how to quantify that.
Toberius pipes up from the pilot seat. Well, are we truly who we were a couple days ago? Because you got to remember, our cells are being replaced on an hourly, if not minutely basis.
Benny is going to jab a thumb over at Tisa and goes, "That's not hers."
Yeah.
Drac just calmly looks over both looks to Tisa and then her and goes, "To be fair, I have heard many people after the first death are like this, me included."
The way I figure it doesn't matter.
It's scientifically very interesting and kind of a little unnerving.
It occurs to you that you should probably avoid being too loud or you'll wake the kid up.
What kid? Oh, BB?
The one next to you. Oh, no, wait, there it went.
Wait, who?
Ah!
Wait, did we see that?
For a second, there was a napping child. You could have sworn you had to keep your voice down because you might have to wake it up.
Tisa, why did you do that?
Do what, dear?
She's making a gesture, and then she's kind of like, you can see her frowning through the face mask of her spacesuit, and then she just kind of lowers her head and starts writing more quietly. Because now she thinks she's crazy. Entry 59-B. I have begun seeing children.
You better consult the TTI handbook for when you see the children.
That's too bad. That's like
a little bit more readily.
That's too bad we've moved past the point of books, because I just want her to have this massive 3-foot-tall TTI manual that she just pulls out of hammer space, slaps down, and starts flipping pages like this thing could kill somebody.
There's a little icon that says "Do not follow the little girl." That is the SCP icon you need to start writing down now.
Yep, just start writing that down. Alright, so she's going to write that down in her entry of saw a creepy little girl after sighting of myself in a proper pure reflection.
The ship will arrive, as ships often do. And
Not in our previous campaign.
Not a bunch of the HSP campaigns you've had.
And as you spiral
So,
around the location, you can actually see a vehicle. Looks like it's a rental hopper. Has the logo of the rental company that had been referenced earlier. That is parked there.
Wow.
Yeah. There is a dome-like building, short, probably only about 10 feet tall. Looks like the vast majority of it is built into the rock itself. So all you're seeing is this big armored surface. It's black, has one entrance.
That's a bingo, as they used to say.
That's kind of intimidating looking. I don't see any other ways in. Should we try to go down? In?
Oh, of
Whatever.
course.
Penny is
The best
going to
idea.
get out of the ship.
Yeah, and I think we try and land as close as possible to the other ship. Check that first before heading in.
Yeah, you can land right next to it. Doesn't seem to do anything.
Okay. I want to start checking out the other ship. Is it open? Does it open?
It is locked.
Is the keys inside of it?
Not that you.
Damn it.
From the outside, it has a thin layer of dust on it, indicating that it has been sitting here for at least long enough for that to occur.
Did it look slightly melted? Has the
No.
sun been this way?
No, but you're in the middle of the night zone, and days are 86 days long. So
Yeah. So we're basically
been here
40
for a
days
little
away
bit.
from anything going Bernie.
Okay. Okay, just wondering if this had been ignited recently. I have my
Doesn't
concerns.
anyone have a lockpick?
I have
Nope.
a toolkit, and I'm good at subterfuge.
So yes.
So yes, I do have a lockpick. You want me to do this?
Yes, let's see if you can get this open.
Unless somebody's better than me at it. I have a boon, 3 ranks, and a simplify.
Oh, hang on. Actually, I should check because
I
substitute
have nothing in
boon, 3
subterfuge.
ranks, no simplify.
Okay.
So you are.
probably- Is it a body exert or is it a?
Body exert and subterfuge. See if you can get it
Alright,
open.
12,
Oh.
12 sided slices. 3
You
ranks.
can have 2 people working on something, right? Still.
Yeah.
You need
Uh-huh.
tools, so you might need to borrow his tools.
I think I bought tools.
Okay. Well, I have.
Sorry, the 14 will do it. Yeah.
I got the other ones are actually 8s because of the simplify.
Right. So you're able to basically get the door to slide open.
Don't tell people I do this. They get nervous when I break into the labs after hours.
Oh, I think it's wonderful, dear.
It is a good thing.
From what you can tell in this particular vehicle, there were 2 passengers and a driver. All of them are missing.
Does this glove box have the maintenance information?
No. Oh, yeah, actually, this one would.
Yeah! I'm upgrading. We want this one.
The only reason that you're sure about the 2 is because of the
Suits, Drax? No,
the
it wouldn't.
chairs being down.
Oh,
Because they're like foldable. It is capable of holding more than that. So there may have
But
been
only
more.
2 of the passenger things were folded down.
Yeah. So there were at least 2 passengers and a driver.
But just one passenger who's really fat.
Or one very fat passenger could
How
possibly.
many were missing? 4?
Yeah, you're missing. Well, there were 5 missing, but one of them was the guy who quit. So
Okay, so 4 missing still.
Yeah.
Is this a ship that's passenger and is this a ship that's pilot and co-pilot, or is it just pilot?
no, same model as yours. It's just
Okay.
a pilot suit.
Maybe one standing, or
we might be able to take this. Actually, is there a button we can hit to make it go home?
Yeah, I think so.
But when we on the way out when we leave, we should do that so that way they don't lose. This is a lot of money right here.
yes. As I was going to say, as long as we wait until we leave.
Yeah,
we
but
don't
in
want to
case
send it
there's
home
people
and,
down there that need
Yes.
to go, that would be very very awkward if we were like, well, you will die in the flames.
It's a little funny though. Also, man, I must look incredibly awkward right now because I've got my sniper rifle out because
Dude, just kind of, I just like to think
But
there's like this
I'm
wave
this
of
floppy
gloop.
suit. Yeah.
This is basically Spider-Man with a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't point toward the things that it should.
The head is like low. The helmet is lolling to the side. The gun pointing off in an awkward direction.
I think that if there's a firefight, maybe you should maybe be far back.
I am
Yes.
hoping there is atmosphere inside that structure.
That is a good hope. Do you want my bug out ball, but just in case?
No, I'm sure I'll survive somehow there, or they'll resurrect me again. I don't know.
Well, at least this time
chipper.
when they do, they won't have to press the buttons in order.
What?
It's true. Toby fixed that a while back.
Oh, okay.
I fixed their electrical issues.
All right,
So that they wouldn't have to...
let's go in then.
Tisa turns towards the compound, her limbs gracefully flailing about briefly, the helmet's twisting a bit too far.
For anybody who ever watches the stream, if you haven't watched Pider-Man, it's like Pider man.
Batman, Spider-Man Adventures.
Spider-Man.
Fireman. I come over to house. That is basically, I believe, how she's moving the entire time, and it is amazing.
It's gonna be a lighthearted campaign.
Lighthearted campaign.
So the you get to the front. It is a well vaulted front access, as they typically are for these buildings, because they have to survive the heat. So it's thick. It's all insulation, and very foreboding looking scorched fronts. There isn't really anything combustible on it, so it doesn't really have scorch marks, but it has just been exposed to serious heat before.
It's been tempered.
It has been, and there is a locked latch basically to get into it.
Penny, want to work your magic again?
I can do that.
This apparatus is just too damn big for you. It's gonna have to be somebody else.
Oh, I'm sorry, dear.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm gonna try to do it so you see the fingers of the suit fit out a bit. If you want to give me a complicate on this, I think that's fair.
Can I try to assist by just kind of directing her fingers where they need to go?
You can remove the complicate by telling her where to put stuff, but
Yeah, I can do that. Do you want me to do a logic roll?
Nah, it's all right. You can
Okay.
just guide her.
But Drac, can you just hold the helmet straight for her? That would be good.
Okay.
Drac will actually reach out and hold
You got a 9 on
9
it.
and 8. Yeah.
It is, yeah. 9, okay, so you got 5, 6, and 9. Okay, good. Yeah, you were able with a heavy thunk that you can't hear because of the vacuum, but you can feel kind of vibrate through the suit, and the door swings outward silently. And you shine your flashlights on your suits against the walls, and you can see the lights, all over the outside of the structure and stuff that you've shined on the ground and stuff like that. And you shine them into the structure through the portal, and they reflect off nothing. The lights disappear into a black void that reveals nothing to you whatsoever. There are no walls to bounce off of, no ground to bounce off of. They just vanish.
Is this effect known? Like the Phantom Black.
It is obscure as it is in the common era because it's not used often.
Can make a roll for it.
Yeah, go ahead and do a mind perceive and probably science.
Hooray! Fuck!
Yeah, you're off your game.
Can I? What is it? Mind perceive.
My
and science?
helmet's tilted weird.
Yeah, mind perceive and science.
Oh, I'll see what I can do. Mind perceive's not one of my better ones. Science is.
Out of curiosity's fee.
Oh,
God damn it!
but hey, I still have a
Still
10.
10.
You still got a ton. Yes.
I was going to ask that since I have the ability to read a book, and it says that I can't know secret information, but obscure knowledge can apply, would I be able to activate that?
Yeah.
Doesn't? Okay, I will actually use read a book.
Okay. You and Penny are both I mean, you can't necessarily identify something until you go in there and start poking at it, but you are aware of substances that can absorb all incoming light. So, to the point that they will not show reflections, they won't show contour, they won't show any, or they won't show
think
depth
there's
or anything.
there's a product like a paint that you can buy that does this. I think it's actually in the book.
You see the helmet flip forward as if she's trying to get a closer look. The entire body leans. That's paint and not an eternal chasm we're going to fall into.
I think it's at least a coating that seems to make the light go away. It's absorbing it in some way.
It takes light and makes absolute black, so it hit no light go out.
Drek, you mind extending that lovely tremor pole of yours and tap forward, make sure we don't fall.
Correct, we'll actually do exactly that.
The ground is at about the level you would expect it to be, but as you push it around, you can see that it's tilting downward. Not at a dramatic angle, it's just descending.
That was a ramp.
Okay, you check for left walls, and she's gonna hold out her sniper rifle and use the butt of it to check for the right walls and just make sure we're not missing any turns or such.
You can slowly make your way inside, and as you do so, it feels like walking into the maw of hell in blackness. Basically, there's nothing to reflect against you, nothing to indicate that you're traveling toward a thing, and nothing to tell you if there's a wall in front of you, short of the rather brightly lit pole.
Actually, Svnt, did we have to go through an airlock, or is it literally just an open door?
There's a little airlock.
There's a little airlock. Okay, well.
Oh no! Wait, sorry. No, there is just an open door here.
Okay.
And you will walk slowly downward as the light behind you fades away and gets a little darker or a little smaller in the corner. Drac, through your read a book thing, you kind of vaguely recall references to why it is you remembered this was because it was associated with the actions of some kind of bad thing. Can't quite remember yet, but the bad thing was it'll come to me. It'll come to me. But there was something bad, something very not good about this. And we'll stop there for now.
Yeah.
Yay!
That's a bit exciting.
This will be exciting. All right.
On the side, I couldn't find it anywhere in the book, so I vote that it's called Lights Out.
I removed it from the book.
Okay.
I vote it's called Lights Out.
I remember it being in the book, and I was like, it was there. And then,
I thought it's called Fanta Black Plus.
Super black.
Super black. Okay.
It's actually tactical blacker.
Fanta
Real
Black Tactical.
Real friggin' black.
Nice. Okay.
Did we get heaps this time?
Yeah, you get heaps this time.
How much eeps do we get?
I guess 12 the eeps.
12 eeps? I think 12 eeps.
12 the eeps is all right.
Alright. I will stop the stream unless there's any other thoughts.
Imagine how much deeper the ocean would be without sponges.
Yeah.
Inside mayonnaise was only a condiment.
And then that's the end
Now
of
you can end it.
Okay. I'm gonna end it.